And we are live.
There we are.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, we're good. Excellent.
And let's pop our chat out.
And
Minimize
let's,
you. Alright, and mute my Vaporwave playlist. And we're good.
Okay, and I'm gonna add everyone on Discord.
Mm-hmm. Glasses are lopsided and pinching my nose. Hello, I see Arky and Salvador.
Salvador! Arky!
Hi!
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 Hello!
Hello, Luna!
Hi, Luna!
Hi, Grizesta. Sorry, I know you, but I've always trouble with your name. Pablo!
I never pronounce Grizester's name correctly.
Yeah.
I just say it differently every time.
Yep. Sultan, Banana Fishbones, Painful Discourse. See all the usual people here. Hello.
Yay.
Bear's here.
What's up, Discourse? A bear, banana, Sultan, Pablo. Hi, Pablo. How's it going?
I will explain the green heart in a second. Oh, Skip Floyd.
Hello. Ipsy's here.
Hey.
Hello. Oh, look at that, Pablo. Pablo bringing out all the stops with the emojis. Is that the expression? All the stops or all the stumps? Or all the stunts?
All the stops.
All the stops.
You're pulling out all the stops.
Okay. Why not all the stunts? I feel like we need to change it to stunts. Because it's like, oh, look, that's such a...
Because the idea is the stop is stopping you doing stuff. So if you pull them out, you can just go far.
Okay.
Hello, Taylor.
Hello, Taylor.
So, Sin, now that people are here, I think I need to show you something.
Okay.
Okay, I did this a while ago. I wanted to reveal it to you while we were live to get your reaction to it.
Sorry, wait, 1 second. I have a hair that went literally into my eye. Oh my goodness. Alright, I'm good.
Alright. You ready?
I'm ready. Oh my...
I made an embroidered hairpin.
Oh my god! Oh, I need to take off my glasses to see. Come closer. Like, bring the thing closer. Oh my god! That's amazing!
It really
Holy
is.
moly! Did
Thank
you, like, make it with your hands?
I made that out of, that's polymer clay.
Oh my god, boyfriend! Richie made an Brutus hair clip. Well, Richie, looks like you're gonna be making hundreds of those.
Alright.
Because we literally have... Okay, we have maybe like 3 people who'd want one. So...
That's okay.
Wow.
It is a little heavy, and it's making my head a little lopsided, but nevertheless...
We'll need to perfect the process. This is like a prototype.
Yeah, if you want.
How do we make them? Okay, now we definitely need to get a 3D printer. Because
clay.
because I was like, I love Portal so much, but there's no almost said Fallout. There's no Portal merchandise.
Right.
Like official one. And I was telling my boyfriend, do you think it would be overkill if I spent a bunch of money on a 3D printer? And he was a little like, why? And I'm like, no, I can print some merchandise because I love Portal. And he was like, and I'm like, oh, do they have 3D printers that are color? And he's like, oh, you can't afford that one for sure. And I'm like, oh, but now that we
What do you mean, do they have 3D printers that are color? Because it's to do with the resin you put in.
Yeah, but there's some. I saw one that was
Yeah,
just
you
like,
can
and
put different kinds of resin in
yeah,
it.
yeah, but like
Yeah,
I saw a
yeah.
really expensive one, and it's made like this thing where all the colors it like intertwined them and made like gradients. And, like,
And you're doing this solely to get Portal merch.
also I could print Fallout merch, and now I can
Yeah,
print a Brutus pins.
yeah. You could
But
also make this out of clay. It cost about $3.
okay, but as you said, it's a little heavy.
Yeah.
So if we use like a lightweight plus, what if we use metal?
I
What
feel
if
like metal's probably heavier than
no
polymer
no
clay.
like aluminum or like you know how they have metal like things you put in your hair? They don't weigh much because they're so thin. So I need. What do you do? What is the thing called where a blacksmith works?
A forge.
Okay, so I will need a forge.
Mm-hmm.
Our forge is expensive.
You'd have to ask a blacksmith.
Okay. Let me go to our Discord. Hey, do we have any blacksmiths on Discord?
We probably do. I
Oh,
feel like you buying a forge to make Portal merch is overkill.
no, it's for the pin.
You know, there's places online where you can send them a CAD file and they'll 3D print it for you, so you don't actually have to buy like
Yeah, but then
your own
like
printer.
you got to think financially. If you make like 10 of those, what's at the end the forge pays for itself. My boyfriend just gave me a look. He's right there, and I don't appreciate it.
I think I think a lot of people are giving you that look right now.
Also, big thank you to Pablo for candy money.
Thank you, Pablo.
50 IRS. That's like, I think that's like half a chocolate bar.
It's a
That's
Toblerone. You can get a Toblerone.
no, you can't get a whole. Toblerones are like $10 where I live. $10 is like
Okay.
5,000 ARS, or I don't know conversions. But we
Good.
can get like a little Kit Kat, so that's good. Everything's
Okay.
appreciated.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you, Pablo.
All right. Now, Sin, did you get questions for this episode of Patreon, or
It's been a tough week and I forgot again.
it has been a tough week?
So I forgot again.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll be taking questions from chat.
I can talk about the Armored Core rumor.
All right.
There's no Armored
Let's
Core.
do this
Okay.
professionally. All right.
Okay, let's go find it. I think it was on Researcher.
Okay. Are you ready?
All right.
Hey, Richie.
Yes, Sin.
We heard there's an Armored Core rumor going around. Could you please elaborate?
Oh my. Certainly, Sin. So, this is the rumor that now this is going to be a discussion of two parts, because there's an element that I'm going to add myself. So the claim is that this is from Reddit, and it was posted today. Or yes, Sin?
Knife just said, it's just like the animations!
Yeah.
I'm actually editing
It
the animations
is.
live as we... What? What is... I will edit this out.
Okay.
So, Richie, go
Yes,
on.
Sin. Well, Sin, there was a post on the From Software Reddit today, and it's by someone who claims that there was there's a From Software mech game in development, and it is called Interstice. I think that's a word, and I'm gonna look like an idiot because I can't pronounce it. Yep. Interstice is an intervening space, especially a very small one. So basically, it says here that it is the usual From stuff. It is a third-person mecha action RPG directed by Miyazaki, and it is a spiritual successor to the Armored Core games. It's going to be the next generation, so PS5, Xbox One X, and PC, and it will use the same engine that the Souls games and Bloodborne and Sekiro have run on, with further modifications. And then there's a bunch of features listed. And the thing is, it's one of those situations where they list a bunch of features, and there's so many features listed that it almost seems a bit like fanficky. Like if you were designing your ideal From mech game, these are things you would want to put in there. So literally all it is it's a post on Reddit. And people are like, I don't know if this is real or not. And we don't know if it's real or not. But this is where I add my own experience to this. I know that there is a From mech game that is in development, and I have not seen very much of it. I have barely seen anything. I have seen like the barest fucking scraps of it. I have not actually seen like the game itself. What I've seen is like concept art, basically. They were working on. This is very old concept art. The NDA has expired, similar to what happened with Elden Ring. It's just that no one really cared. It was floating around, and the description of it as an open world Souls-like game actually vibes with that. Because the art that I saw showed like this art dates from a long time ago. It dates from like its pre-Sekiro artwork. It did look a lot like a Souls thing. Like the mech is sort of like by itself in a ruined city. And it seemed to have like a gun in one hand and a melee weapon in the other hand. And there wasn't like a big battle going on, and the mech seemed very, very low tech. I remember seeing it and people saying this is the new Armored Core, and thinking it's not the new Armored Core unless it's a complete reboot, because Armored Core is like way more futuristic than this thing. This actually looked a lot like Pad Labor. So I know it's sort of like fish in a barrel saying the next From game will be a lot like Dark Souls, but like it did look a lot like Dark Souls. So that's my take on this.
Thank you, Richie.
Don't ask me for the artwork. We'll talk about it another time.
Okay.
But yeah, yeah. Oh, Noni's saying like if the NDA expired, it's a cancelled project. No, the NDA is on the concept art. This happened. This is why we got the Elden Ring blacksmith art, because From's concept art is like there's a lot of outsourcing. It's why you see like Dark Souls concept art and stuff pop up on ArtStation just on people's portfolios because they outsource it to those artists. And what happened with the Elden Ring blacksmith is that person was hired to design the blacksmith character for that trailer really long time ago, because Elden Ring's been in development for so long. And they don't work for From. And they had reached a point where the NDA on the art had expired, so they just uploaded it and said, okay, here's the work I did. And they did not actually know that it was Elden Ring when they worked on it. They were just told to design this like blacksmith character, so...
So Lensky said, Richie predicts leaks and Sin predicts cut content.
It's true, it's true.
This is why we're the most ahead of the curve channel.
Yeah.
Internet. So Richie, what are you working on these days in terms of editing, podcasting, anything?
I'm recording notes for you.
Yeah, they're very good.
Thank you.
They're very funny. I like them. I actually asked you to record 4 Richie notes and 1 Nostradamus note.
Yeah, but Richie and Nostradamus, we can break character for a second. Nostradamus is not a real vampire.
He's not a vampire, though. He's a vampire who predicts the future.
I don't know what
That's why he's
Nostradamus is
Nostradamus the
anymore.
vampire. Because
Nostradamus the vampire is you mispronouncing Nosferatu the vampire over a year ago. Much like Ebruitus, and then you just decided it was a character.
Yeah, he's cool. He's cool. And the podcast I'm editing now is what we did with Devin. When well, okay, it's gonna be a surprise.
Yeah.
I think the enablers and the cultists will appreciate this one. Members might be a little confused because members are newer, so it'll be. But it's okay because Notes of Richie will explain.
Yeah.
Ew, why does that dude look like that?
That's
This is
just
how I
passive
dress
aggressive.
every day, okay? This is my signature hat. That's my signature hoodie. I love it. Why are people so rude to me?
I don't know.
Look, Nuka-Cola. It's fancy merch, okay? Thank you, Richie. Thank God Richie is here to reassure me of my self-esteem.
Yeah.
But you were also...
They might have been asking about the Ebruitus pin.
What?
They might just be jealous of the Ebruitus hair clip.
Yeah, because it's one of a kind.
Yeah.
And they're like, when is she getting her damn forge? So I can get that pin.
I know.
Oh my God, Tristan's like, Sin, you're beautiful. Don't listen to them. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah. So I've actually been practicing push-ups again.
Yeah?
Yeah, I can do 10 now.
Yeah?
I'm very proud of myself.
Yeah, wow.
Getting back into that shape.
Oh, good.
Yeah. And what else have I been practicing? Oh, planks. Been practicing doing planks again.
Yeah. You gonna get buff?
Gonna get buff.
Gonna get buff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Do you think...
Fishbone Sin...
Yeah, go ahead.
There has been no point in our relationship where Sin couldn't beat me in a fight.
I can, like, objectively...
Do we want to do the... Alright.
Yeah.
This is what she's competing with. This is nothing.
No, this is not even... This is like, oh, maybe you can be like a secret ninja. Do a fist. This is my favorite test. Look at how cute and harmless that fist looks. It's like a baby doing a fist. And the baby's not sure. Is a fist like this or like this? It's one of those. Sin told me. I can't remember which one it is. Look how adorable. I can't. It's just like the most gentle. When my sister was 5, that's the type of fist she made. It's like, Richie, so cute.
Yeah.
Thank you, Richie.
I
Meanwhile,
don't have a lot of experience punching people.
I'll show you what I have. Meanwhile, let me show you why objectively, because we're an objective channel, why objectively I can beat Rich in a fight. Let me show you. I'll be right back.
Okay. Hi everyone. I'll just wait till Sin gets back. Oh, Rosmarinus, I don't have it with me. I have a little spray bottle that I use for my plants that are behind me. And sometimes I wear that and a blindfold and I pretend that I am a member of the choir. My blindfold has cat ears, surprising absolutely nobody. There. I have to sleep with this because I have plants behind me and they're kept alive by a light system that's on a timer to make sure it's on at the same time every day for the same amount of time. And,
so objectively
so it goes
speaking,
off whether I want it to go off or not.
One of us has some sparring experience and not the other. Objectively speaking.
Yeah.
So you see, I have wraps. I have
feel
bigger
like
gloves.
you don't need to show that you have wraps because if anyone saw the two of us, it would not be difficult to figure out who has the most experience.
I have punching bag right there. So, just objectively, in case people doubt.
Yeah, yeah.
So.
Good.
Thank you. Rocket for a moment. That's one thing I actually miss. Because of the pandemic, like gym and sports places.
Yeah.
Cannot because pandemic.
Yeah.
So sad.
Yeah.
Hips is like, did Sin just call Richie a punching bag? Rude.
I'll be your punching bag.
Oh no! Oh my god!
I feel like you could beat me in a fight, but you're also quite short, so I could just do this and hold, and you would just be going.
Oh my god! Look at this.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Whatever makes you feel better about yourself, Richie, I'm on board.
Yeah. Okay, hang on. I'll push back a little. This is our actual height difference in real life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, hang on. Someone paid for a question to be answered.
Okay, professional.
Okay.
Thank you.
I was very professional.
Donovan Eagle? Okay. Richie.
Yes, Sin.
Donovan Eagle just paid $20, which is 2 Toblerone bars.
Oh my god.
That's real money. We're going into real money territory to ask this question.
Yes.
Okay, wait, I can't read on cue. I'm too nervous. Okay.
That's why you get me to do the notes.
Yes. Is there any significance to the 2nd Gen DS pantheon having clear inspiration from Norse deities, Odin and the Nameless King being spear-using gods of war, Gwendolyn being a trickster like Loki?
I think that, like, that's more that the like, spear-using war gods and, like, ambiguously gendered tricksters and things are just really common archetypes, not specifically Norse ones. But, Elden Ring seems to be very Norse with, like, the big Yggdrasil world tree and everything.
I think the very Norse thing in Dark Souls is the DLC with the knights, the
Millwood Knights.
Millwood Knights, yes.
I was going to talk about that because I talked about this with Lore Hunter on one of his Elden Ring videos. So, you know how we were talking about how the tree in the Elden Ring trailer is sometimes glowing, right?
Yeah.
He said it's not glowing, it's transparent.
It's transparent. Yeah, that's something that's also kind of crossed my mind because depending on the angle, it looks like it's transparent, but again, the quality is so bad.
Yeah. So we were talking about, like, sacred trees and magic trees, and then we were like, hey, you know how From does that thing where they'll, like, put in something from the next thing they're working on in the last thing they did?
So, like, the oak, the outfits, the everything.
Yeah, the whole... No, this is the thing, right? Millwood Knights, the whole deal with them, remember, is that they worshipped a sacred oak tree?
Mm-hmm. Ethereal oak tree.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, Elden Ring looks like it's got an ethereal oak tree in it. That's kind of interesting. And then we had this, like, oh shit moment, because if you look at the Millwood Knights, the way they're described, it specifically says that they disappeared and they left their belongings behind.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and then remember when we talked about the Elden Ring trailer, the big battlefield at the start, it looks like the corpses disappear after they die and leave the armor behind. So we're like, oh, is that what's going on?
Yeah.
Was the Millwood Knights the Elden Ring reference? Because from what I've heard, there's 6 or 8 distinct kingdoms in Elden Ring, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it would make sense that one of them would be at least one would be very Nordic, because it seems like the notion of, like, the ring, because it's calling back to, like, the Ring of the Nibelungen and, you know, the big trees that sort of call back to Yggdrasil, and it's like, okay, you can see where this is kind of going.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Eugenio.
Hi. And it's interesting because I made a lore video in like
Mm-hmm.
2017 on the Millwood Knights because I actually
Mm-hmm.
really liked them and their lore.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'll post it in the chat. And I wanted to make more, but then like
Mm-hmm.
you can never make all the lore you want to make. You know what I
I thought
mean?
you
You
were gonna
gotta.
say I wanted to make more, and then you ruined the channel.
Well, that's implied.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, so I hope that Elden Ring is in fact an extension of the Millwood Knights because I'm really interested.
They
Maybe
look cool.
we should have a Millwood Knights episode.
All right.
Yeah.
You know, there's a sports team called the Millwood Knights. We could invite them on.
What do they do? What sports are they in?
I think they're a basketball team.
Hmm.
I remember when Dark Souls, when that DLC came out, we were looking for the Millwood Knights stuff, and we kept finding this basketball team.
Awesome.
Okay, I wonder why George R. R. Martin agreed to work with From. Maybe he's a Souls fan, or maybe he wanted to procrastinate. I don't think George R. R. Martin is a video game fan at all. Like, we talked about this a while ago, but the first hint we had of his involvement was he gave an interview where he said, they said, like, what have you been up to? And he said, I just finished consulting on a video game out of Japan. Like, that's what he said. So he wasn't like, I finally achieved my dream of working with From Software.
Master Miyazaki
And also he said consulting. He didn't say like it was
Yeah.
like I wrote the story or anything. Because from what we understand, what Martin did was he co-designed the world.
Mhm.
But and like presumably all these different kingdoms and everything, like that's a George R. R. Martin thing, the way they all relate to each other and the politics and all that stuff. But then once he had designed it, From took over, and From have created like the actual story that you play through and the characters and everything. And I mean, if you look at it, like it's really, really Dark Souls looking.
But that's actually a
Yeah.
good call from from Software to get this renowned writer who knows what he's doing when it comes to kingdoms and have him consult on the game. I think that's going to elevate it to the next level.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, Bear is saying Martin apparently uses a really old word processor. He's like completely
Cute. Zulu is saying Richie's looking fantastic.
Thank you.
Oh.
The problem is that like my appearances on these have reached a point where I feel like I can't look the same in two that are consecutive, so
Well,
I feel like I have to keep ratcheting it up.
that is until you find your signature look. Because look, I found my signature look with the glasses, the cap, and the hoodie. Because today's a difference. It's actually our Muse hoodie.
Oh.
Yeah. It's wine did this.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So once you find your look,
I have some new clothes arriving from Redbubble probably next week. That they have prints on them from Mel, who is a friend of ours, but she's not been on. But if she's a Bloodborne fan, she does a lot of stuff. I wonder if you can see it. You probably can't. Yeah, you can't. I have a bunch of things with her prints on them because she does like sort of shog off like masses of eyes and mouths and like weird flowers with tentacles and things like that. So.
yay.
Apparently I look like Max Sterling from Macross. I have Max's Valkyrie somewhere. It's like a little key ring.
Who's that?
I think it's...
I know
he's a character.
Macross, but I don't know Max.
He has blue hair, and my hair's not blue yet.
Cool.
He was the smart one. He married a giant alien lady.
Very cute.
I thought I saw it, but it was actually a dwarf from Warhammer. Never mind. Is my hair naturally straight? Yes. I might curl it one day, I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Like how this is now the topic of the AMA.
Well, it's interesting. My hair is a bit of the opposite, where it waves depending on humidity, I guess. And
Yeah.
Rich's hair is straight, so it's like we complete each other.
Okay. Where did you shop? I want to get your aesthetic as gifts for my daughter. Thank you. So I shop at eBay. I don't know how else to explain it. I just buy shit from eBay, and that is like the weird patterns and things come from Redbubble. This is from eBay. All my other sunglasses are from eBay. This shirt's actually from a store called Elm, that's in the mall that I go to sometimes. Well, I am poor, so everything I buy is just the cheapest tat I can find. Except this, which was actually quite expensive because it's a good quality cotton one.
Aww.
Oh, Kmart, yeah, everything's from Kmart. It's like dressed by Redbubble, cosmetics by Kmart would be on the closing credits if we had them. Eleanor says you look like an undercover Marvel character.
Thank you. I love Marvel. Oh yeah, I just finished watching WandaVision. No spoilers.
Right.
For anyone who didn't finish it yet, but it's good. I liked it.
Oh, good.
But then all the Marvel movies are good except for the Hulk. So I'm looking forward.
There hasn't been a Hulk one. There was the one with Edward Norton that no one.
That is an official Marvel one.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't know it was part of the whole thing either until my boyfriend
They don't want you to.
No, but my boyfriend and I decided to watch all of them again. We saw them all in theater and whatever and blah, 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 multiple times, and we decided to watch them all in one shot, all of them again, and then we start watching them, and then Hulk is on the list, and we're our list has an error, and then we did some research, and Hulk was in fact part of the Marvel thing, but then they realized they did it all wrong, so they're like, no, never again.
Yeah, no, there's a huge issue with who gets the rights to distribute Hulk movies. Seriously, so there's a situation where Marvel own the Hulk as a character, but I think it's Universal own the right to distribute movies starring the Hulk. So the way they've gotten around it is they just keep putting the Hulk in everyone else's movies. Yeah. Cool. So that's why they sort of cannibalize Planet Hulk to make Thor Ragnarok, because it's technically a Thor movie, but they can put the Hulk in it and make him basically one of the stars and not say it's the Hulk.
Another thing that's important about Thor Ragnarok and Marvel, I think, is that the first two Thor movies were not necessarily the best. They weren't as good as the other Marvel movies, and then Ragnarok came around and just changed the game, and just Thor became the best, because that's the best movie. And I really appreciate that, where they find the right directors and the actors and everything, and just make the movies better every time.
The first Thor movie was the last Marvel movie I bothered watching.
You have a lot of catching up to do.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
I don't. I can just I can see the comics that they're taking apart to make these things, and I'm just alright. I remember House of M, WandaVision's that, and also the one where Vision was in the 50s, and also that recurring character who I think is a spoiler, so I won't say, is just in it, and I'm alright.
I feel like your reaction to Marvel is a little underwhelming, and I don't appreciate it.
I just don't.
I feel like you need to get yourself a little Marvel energy.
It's like you and Star Wars. You don't care. You're allowed to not care.
I don't care!
Before she comes back, I want to be clear. I was talking about the Star Wars.
I don't care about Star Wars?
Yeah.
Who said that? Who dared say I don't even know what you're saying. I don't have my headphones on.
Okay. Yeah, so I was explaining that when I said Star Wars, I mean the Star Wars movies, not the Star Wars TV shows.
Star Wars is Star Wars, and I am enthusiastic about all of them ever since the appearance of Baby Yoda.
Yeah, you weren't enthusiastic before. This
People
is what
change.
happened. That you were like, Star Wars is dumb. I don't care about any of this. And then you saw Baby Yoda, and the next fucking week, you were like, actually, Richard, that wouldn't really happen because it's against the Mandalorian code. All right.
Thank you, Richie. Look how cute. My parents gave me this Baby Yoda for Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
And my boyfriend gave me that Baby Yoda because he loves me.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Someone asked for the Cooking with Richie podcast.
Let's do it.
Well, I mean, I have a slice of layer cake that I made myself here. Just for if I get hungry during the podcast, so I don't want to have to leave the room. So there we go. That is a layer cake that I made. 5 different layers.
Very enthusiastic layer cake.
Thank you. Yeah.
Solid says, Solid Shrek says, not sure if Big Baby Yoda or Small Sin.
What I was thinking is, you know how we did our split screen Demon Souls thing, right? I think one thing we could do is we could have a race where if there's some part of like Elden Ring or whatever that you can't beat, we could do a race where you're trying to beat it and I have to cook something and we see who gets there first.
I think because go ahead.
Interesting, because like, you know, a batch of cookies takes about half an hour to 45 minutes, so...
My prediction is there will be no parts of Elden Ring that I can't beat because I already beat Dark Souls, I platinumed Bloodborne, I have defeated 2 Amnesia games, I am playing Resident Evil 7 now. I feel like I'm combating all my fears and I am improving as a gamer.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm ready for Elden Ring.
Yeah. People are asking about the cat situation. Yeah. So, legally, I don't own a cat. From the cat's point of view, I have 2. One of them is one of my neighbor's cats who does not get on with their other cat or their dogs, and they're always fighting. So she just ended up coming here to get away from it, and then she wouldn't leave. This was years ago. And then they were just like, oh, we don't mind, like, you can look after her because she wouldn't come back. I'd bring her back and she'd like and just charge back over here because she didn't want to deal with their other pets. And she comes in here all the time. And then there is another cat who we may see. He'll be there if he shows up. He's a really big, fluffy, black and white feral cat. And he's feral. He's not domesticated at all. But he's used to me enough that he'll pop in. That's my window. He'll pop in through the window and he'll just have a little bit of food. And then he'll pop out again. He doesn't let me handle him, but I can get about this close to him without him freaking out because he's been doing it for about a year. We can't see the cat because it's summer and it's warm outside, so they're all just chilling out there because it's nicer. But if we're doing this in winter, like, she'll be in here howling and demanding food all night, so...
Thank you, Richie.
Oh, hang on. Knife Ears points out, Sin, Dark Souls 2 is the real test. Where's the Dark Souls 2 Platinum?
I actually really like Dark Souls 2, and I actually played it a lot. And, like, I explored it a lot, but because it was so long, I got burnt out before I reached the end. Like, I'm just like, I love you, Dark Souls 2, but I just can't anymore. So I just... And I'm, like, a crazy level in there, too. You know how I play these games? I just go to a crazy level. And I guess I need to pick it up again, maybe start over, because But yeah, no, I love Dark Souls 2. It's the best.
Yeah. Yeah, the thing is, we would do Return to Dragon Lake, but Dark Souls 2 doesn't do password matching. So you can use the name engraved ring and everything to sort of like match up with someone most of the time, but the Richie and Sin co-op through the whole game to get the thing would be a little disrupted, so we decided not to.
Yeah. Maybe we could do
we presume Elden Ring will have password matching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I was thinking we could do like a split screen Dark Souls 2, but like, okay, we want to do this, we want to do Final Fantasy, we want to do Bloodborne up close, we want to finish all these podcasts, like, we can't do everything.
Yeah, because like Sin just woke up and I have to go to bed as soon as this is over. Like this is sort of like our time together.
Yay.
Yeah. Donovan Eagle says, I hate platformers, but as a lore guy, I love lore and atmosphere of Hollow Knight. Should I play it?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but like if you hate platformers, thing is, Hollow Knight's really hard. So if you don't like platform games...
It's not really hard.
I don't know, like... some of our guests haven't beaten it, and they want to talk about it.
I feel like it's not insurmountable.
It's not insurmountable, but it's like I was
It's easier than Bloodborne.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
I don't think it is.
It's much easier than Bloodborne in terms of like actually getting through the game without being terrified all the time. The bosses are easier. You may get lost more easy, but like overall it's a much more centered, easy, pleasant game.
Where are you in Hollow Knight? You haven't finished it yet, have you?
No, I'm at okay, so I beat the Mantis guys and I'm further than that though. I'm in the Soul Sanctum.
Right.
Yeah.
So finish White Palace and then tell me that
but you're taking one little extreme. One little extreme. It's like saying, oh, you think Bloodborne is easy? Finish it on Blood level 4. And then come back and tell me the game is easy. That's what you just did.
Okay, but that's optional. White Palace isn't optional.
It's optional.
Not if you want to finish it properly.
It's no, you see how Richie, this is why I'm here, to keep Richie accountable. White Palace is optional, just like Blood level 4 is optional. But then you can say, oh, it's not optional if you don't want to finish it properly. Same thing.
No, it would be like saying beat Hollow Knight without collecting any mask fragments and doing a Steel Soul run. Like that's what Blood level 4 is like. Oh, for God's sake. Alright.
Thank you.
I still think you should beat White Palace.
I will, once I get there.
This is what I was getting at, that like, I was talking to Centimeter Worm, who we had on a couple of times, and it took them like 2 or 3 days to beat White Palace. Because White Palace is just like a Super Meat Boy style, like, buzzsaw maze. But like, if we remember when we talked to them, they were saying like, oh, I'm not used to 2D stuff. So I think if you're not used to 2D platformers, that stuff is like really, really difficult. Because it took like days and days and days for them to do. It took me about 90 minutes, but like I had already played a lot of games like that. So if you're not into platformers, I think Hollow Knight is like, it's pretty, like, it's very, very difficult.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's obviously relative. Like, oh, if you've never played a game before in your life, a game will be difficult.
The question was, I'm not into platformers.
They said I'm not into platformers. They didn't say I'm bad at platformers. Maybe, like, emotionally, they don't appreciate the 2D style. We don't know. What is it? Let's ask it. What does it mean? What do you mean by I'm not into platformers? Let's get to the meat of this.
Oh, Exendil, I missed Path of Pain because I didn't know where it was. But maybe I'll go back and I'll stream myself trying to beat Path of Pain. Oh no, Liv Ascent, it's a very good game. I'm just saying if you're not into platformers and you're not used to playing them, like it's a very, very steep learning curve. Because there's no like, some people who can, level grind for ages and sort of brute force their way through it. You can't really do that.
I think I said Hollow Knight is better than I Want to Be the Guy. I may have said I Want to Be the Guy is better than Dark Souls. I don't remember. I say a lot of things. Is the person still here? Did we scare them away?
I think we scared. I think they realized they made us. They're like, Mummy and Daddy are fighting.
Oh no! Oh, okay. Was it Donovan that asked?
I have issues with finger control. Part of why I like Slug. Oh, yeah. I think. I mean, Hollow Knight is not expensive. Hollow Knight is like cheap pretty much everywhere. But like, if you, it might be like a little much if you're not experienced with platformers and you lose like bad finger control.
Yeah, like it really, it's also hard to say because I found Hollow Knight easier than the new Donkey Kong Country.
That's true.
So like, I get like honestly, I think you have to try it and see for yourself.
Yeah.
As unuseful as that sounds.
Well, no, because like you can pick it up pretty cheaply.
Yeah.
It's not like you have to invest in a PS5 or something. So like, I definitely recommend getting it. But like, if you're primarily interested in the story, then it might be a bit of a wall to like your enjoyment of the story that it's so punishing.
If you enjoy the story, actually, there are lore videos out there that explain it. So like a few people do it. So maybe like watch that instead. So this way you enjoy the story, but you're not frustrated with the game and you don't feel like you're wasting time.
Yeah.
Like I did that a lot with games that I like. I don't understand the story. I don't have time to finish this. Like I just look it up.
Yeah. So there's a question about Sekiro that. Okay, so this is from Willie Severus. They're on their first playthrough of Sekiro, and they want to know what the hardest boss was for both of us in Sekiro. Sin, what was the hardest boss for you in Sekiro?
I muted myself. I was saying I don't remember. It's been a while. I just remember Sekiro being hard, but then getting easier and easier as you learned. Like the first Gascoigne boss, I remember being stuck on that for like 3 hours.
Yeah.
But then...
Yeah. Hardest boss for me, and this is I guess it's a weird answer, because like, I was stuck on Guardian Ape for a really, really long time. Because Guardian Ape has an instant death AoE. But what I didn't realize was if you used the umbrella, it completely blocked the AoE. And the second I realized, I just need to hold L2 and this thing doesn't touch me, I beat it on my first attempt upon knowing that. So it's like, I don't know if that really counts as the hardest boss, because I just didn't understand one mechanic in the fight, and once I got it down, it worked really, it was quick. It feels like a cop-out to say Ishin, but, Ishin is very tough. What else is there, Actually, the hardest fight in Sekiro wasn't a boss for me, it was, Seven Spears Yamauchi. Who's just a random wandering dude.
Yeah, I remember that.
Because I was stuck on that guy for 3 days. Because his spear's hitbox is ridiculous.
Is that the one where the camera was also not super good?
I just remember, I was even the way he's set up, you can backstab him and get a free hit in at the start, and I still could not consistently beat the guy. He is so tough. And even now, I would dread doing Yamauchi more than, Ishin. Yeah, Dankman's Snake Eyes are hard. That's another issue of, I didn't quite get the mechanics of Snake Eyes. Because you can do a lot of stuff with blocking Snake Eyes, and you can this what is it? The Sabimaru, like, specifically does a ton of damage to Snake Eyes. But like, I didn't know either of those things. I had real trouble. And understanding, like, a lot of Snake Eyes attacks, you have to jump, you can't deflect. So I guess, like, yeah. I think, yeah, I don't know. I think every fight in Sekiro I could probably do with relative simplicity now, with the exception of fucking Seven Spears Yamauchi. Oh, Orin of the Water is also, like...
Yeah.
Orin's, like... It's actually the kind of fight that I really like, because it's a fight that's very, very tough, but it's not a fight of attrition.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because if you fuck up once with Orin, you're basically dead. So it doesn't have that thing that, like, some of the Dark Souls bosses had, where it felt like a slog. Because, like, I was like, oh, I've been hit, run away, Estus, run back in again, and it would seem to sort of, like, it had no momentum to it. It would go on and on and on and on. Like, okay, get back. Glug, glug, glug. Whereas with Orin, it's like, oh, I messed up a jump. I'm dead. And then that's also why I really like Hollow Knight. Because Hollow Knight, like, you functionally have unlimited healing in Hollow Knight, but you have to time it.
Yeah. Which
I really like, because it means, like, if you can see, because all the gameplay footage in the background of the Hollow Knight podcast is my first playthrough, and you can see there's a part where I'm fighting a Radiance, and I lose like half my health, and then I just sort of get it back again by getting my timing down. So I really prefer that to, like, you have 10,000 healing potions or something.
What I really like about Hollow Knight is that there are, like, patterns. And once you, like, master the pattern, like, it's fun.
Yeah.
You're good, and it's like dynamic, it's moving,
Yeah.
it's fun, and it's not overly, like...
Yeah.
Well, it depends on the boss, but it's, like...
Yeah.
It's not overly crazy.
People mentioning the Sekiro DLC with the alternate bosses, I haven't done that.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah. I platinumed it, and then I sort of just put it down, and I haven't really picked it up since then. Sekiro's economy is bizarre, because, like, I platinumed it and had 4,000 snap seeds by the end, because it's like, I have nothing to spend money on. And I just started buying snap seeds, and then it turned out that there apparently is no limit on how many snap seeds you can hold. And yeah, everyone's saying, like, oh, like, do you think Sekiro combat's back for Elden Ring? And, like, I don't think it is, but I wish it was. One thing I did hear about, like, Sekiro stuff ending up in Elden Ring is that, apparently stealth is like, properly implemented this time. Because if you look at the Souls games, there was, like, stealth, but it was, like, here's a ring that means people can't hear you. Here's a ring that stops people seeing you.
Yeah.
And that was sort of it. Whereas apparently Elden Ring, which would synergize well with it being open world, is like, you can, like, hide in grass and stuff. And you can, like, presumably hide in shadows and things like that. So
Well, that would be really cool.
yeah,
Fingers
Bedsheet's saying
crossed.
there was a crouching guy in the trailer.
Yeah.
That'd be right. Yeah.
Can
And
you
you can
crouch
see, like,
in Dark Souls? I don't remember.
No.
No? Okay.
No. Well, you can do a crouching mode.
You can roll, you can't crouch. Right. Good.
Well, you can do, like, the city
In
mode.
Sekiro, you can crouch in Sekiro.
Sekiro's got a dedicated crouch thing, yeah.
Okay, that's... yeah.
But, like, that makes sense with an open world, because from what I've seen, enemies move around the world. So, like that, the wheelhouse thing that we kept seeing in the trailer.
Yeah.
So you can imagine, like, if that thing's coming for you, or it's, like, coming along, doesn't know you're there, maybe you can hide in the grass and wait for it to move past, and then keep going.
So before we continue the podcast, Richie,
Yes, Sin.
there's something I'd like to tell people about.
What is it, Sin?
Well, a little while back, we recorded a series of podcasts called It Can't Be Helped.
It can't be helped, indeed.
And on those, we discussed Dangayo, Cyber City Oedo, Guyver 2, MD Geist 1, precursor to MD Geist 2. We also discussed, not necessarily on It Can't Be Helped, but on the Snack Covenant, we also discussed Jojo Bizarre Adventure.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna link that playlist now.
Okay.
And I highly recommend it because it has some interesting moments and some interesting lore. Especially the MD Geist stuff is very enlightening. Because I feel like a lot of people who have seen it, there's especially that one moment when, what's his name? MD Geist says the general's name. And that, and we were like, not sure what is this code, and you figured it out. It was his name. So that's some valuable lore.
Yeah.
And yeah, so check this out, because I know a few people kind of went through our Bloodborne playlist, but this is another playlist that we have.
Yeah.
Hi Ben! Welcome. Hi Dang! Hi everyone, sorry if we didn't say hi to everyone while we were talking.
So I think this is Jean H. Tonic. Sorry, Jean Tonic. Basically, you're asking, are all the great ones in Bloodborne evolved humans? And the thing about Bloodborne is it's got this like cyclical world to it. So we can assume that Kos is an evolved human. And
well, she does have a humanoid face in the Nightmare.
Yeah, and that our hunter becomes a great one.
Yeah.
And we know that all the academics were trying to find out ways to evolve into one. So you can sort of assume that like this has been going on over and over again with all these different worlds that followed another, followed another. So you can sort of assume that like I guess they must all have been humans at some point because it's just going around and around and around in circles. But like a lot of it, you don't have a point of origin. Because we don't actually know like when the first time this happened was.
I know the point of origin.
What was it?
Radiance.
Cool. Where does the radiance come from?
Moths.
Alright.
You're welcome.
Cool.
Yeah, I agree with that. What we see in game is people trying to become great ones. Or great ones. Like, again, we don't know what Erden is, but if Erden is related to the statue we see with the thing, maybe that's Erden, I don't know, then Erden was human once. And with Kos, she has a humanoid face, so that was probably her once.
I think Erden was a person, because it's just like, you're so advanced that you no longer have a physical form. Because that's sort of what ends up happening, is like you shed physical form entirely and become something that dwells in the dream, which is what Erden is. So. Does Flora live on the moon? I don't think she...
Like, not literally.
Hang on, Abel said they're betrayed, and another time they said I was ignoring them. I don't know what you're saying. Oh, okay, you asked after... Sorry, the chat is here. Ask again and I'll pay attention this time. Sorry.
What's happening?
Someone said I was ignoring them, and like I genuinely didn't see your question.
Yeah, guys, we don't see all the questions because the chat goes up as we talk.
The chat goes by fast, and I'm not looking at it most of the time.
We can't read and talk at the same time.
I'm sorry if I've offended you.
I thought Kos was Themerian, partly because Themerians are in lore, so I assumed it was another Themerian civilization.
Okay, they're asking, how much of a hack is Miyazaki?
What does that mean?
Miyazaki is so much of a hack, he's got to bring George R.R. Martin on to do his work for him.
What does that mean?
Just like someone who's not very good.
Oh.
And, yeah.
Okay. Richie, why was I drunk calling Miyazaki and screaming at him?
You do that a lot.
There was a specific reason.
You were like, this is you. All right,
Yeah.
I've never done this before because you've opened the fucking floodgates to
Oh no!
drunk off-camera sin. It was this. It was. Oh, if you played this crap, it's out of ideas. I think it's time for Miyazaki to find another quote-unquote failing project to rescue.
Oh my god!
That is a completely accurate impression of an inebriated Sin at about 2 a.m. I think she was angry about Dark Souls 3 at the time.
Thank you, Richie. It's like he interviewed 1 million sub special.
Alright.
Okay. Are there any more Bloodborne or lore or anything questions? What exactly?
What is the source of
Yeah,
the
go
tainted
ahead.
blood, and what tainted it? Sin, what do you think it is?
Oh my god, which tainted blood are you talking about though?
This tainted blood you've given, give you all a boy can't give you. Take my tears and that's not me. Oh! Tainted blood. Whoa! Tainted blood.
Country
Sometimes
roads,
I feel
take
I've
me
got
home
to run away.
to the
I've got to
place
get away
I
from the tears you.
belong.
Sin, what do you think tainted blood is?
Well, it depends on the context specifically. Like, we have, for example, we have the Fishing Hamlet priest in the Nightmare who explains that Bergenworth came over, killed everyone, and are now cursed. And then, you know, their children are cursed, and hunters are cursed.
Yeah.
And so maybe the fact that they attacked the village and killed the Great One is what cursed them. And
Maybe. I think it's pretty clear that's what happens.
yeah, but on the other hand,
Now, Willem. Can you think of anything that happened in the recent past that may have led to the Great Ones cursing you?
can't think of a thing. I mean,
I'll get back to you.
but also you gotta remember when they first discovered the blood, or whatever it is they discovered, Bergenworth, and they started experiments.
Yeah.
And Willem was like, this is weird, we should probably meditate until we know more.
Yeah.
Is this tainted blood?
No.
Well, why not?
Well, because, like, the tainting of the blood is almost like a moral issue, rather than, like, it's actually corrupted, in a sense. Because what taints the blood is the curse of gods.
But I'm just saying, maybe you can think of tainted blood as in like something that you consume and does not lead you where you want to go. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It not but there's the
yeah.
tainted blood by a curse, but also tainted blood because you inject it into humans and they're not enlightened enough or something. Didn't eat their 3 quarts. You know?
Yeah, but the way that, like, the taint is explained in game is like it's a moral thing.
Okay.
It's like this is why Bloodborne's able to keep invoking, like, blood without falling into a sort of weird eugenics place, because it views the blood as, like, a form of kind of cultural heritage that you take on. So it's not that, like, you've taken on the blood of Yharnam, which has special properties because Yharnam... I mean, it sort of does, but it's not like you're taking on the... When you take on the blood of Yharnam, it's presented as, like, okay, it's the blood of Yharnam, it's got special properties, but what you've taken on is the history of Yharnam, and what, like, the responsibility to deal with what Yharnam has done. And that's sort of represented as blood, rather than, like, it has these special, like... Oh, there's the cat. That's the feral cat who pops in occasionally. If I go over to him, he'll run away if I get too close. But yeah, he's cool enough around me to pop in. There he is. He's very, very fluffy. So yeah, like what taints the blood of Yharnam is that Bergenworth did something, and then everyone who takes on part of Bergenworth's legacies, like the Hunters, the Healing Church, the people of Yharnam after the Healing Church is welcomed by them. Everyone who takes that on, their blood is cursed. But it's not literally like an actual disease that you can catch from people. It's like you have taken this on. It's this is it's like Simon says, like our forefathers sinned. And it's not our fault, but we have to deal with it. It's like manifesting that physically.
Thank you, Richie.
Yeah. Because it's a horror story. And
what?
Horror... No, because it's a thing that horror does. Which
Bloodborne is horror?
Real theory.
No!
Yeah, that like you take like anxieties and fears and you make them material in the form of monsters and like curses and things like that. Yeah, the Vile Blood's having high quality, like this. The Vile Blood's the blood is strong because that's where they come from.
Yeah,
like,
we had
because it's yeah. We had a
whole podcast on that.
That was.
But I don't remember which one.
Okay. What boss enemy in Soulsborne is the creepiest design in our opinion? Sin?
Oh, it's all of Soulsborne? Not creepiest, but the one that I'm still like, no, thanks. Vorditurd? To this day, I just don't, I can't. I'm just like, what's the point? What's wrong with you, Vorditurd? You okay, bro? You cool? What? No? Okay.
That's the one?
That's the one.
It's just a guy on all fours.
Yeah, I just don't. And then he charges at you and he spits, and just like, what? Why are you like this, Vorditurd?
This is worse to you than Ludwig?
Yeah, Ludwig is just, hey, what's up? I'm a horse. Here's my blade. Hi. I mean, are we talking about just like initial impression? Because I thought Ludwig was, oh, this is so cool. You know, but then, like, yeah, if you analyze it, just like, oh, it's a guy melted with a horse and, like, 3 mouths and 17 legs. Oh, it's creepy. Yeah, okay, I get it. I understand that it's creepy. But seeing Ludwig is, like, cool. It's a cool boss fight. And then he takes out the sword and he's like, oh, well, now let's do this, you know? Like, he gets his conscience back. Yeah. But Vorditurd is just like, I'm a worst Ludwig. I don't know. I didn't...
Yeah.
What about you?
I think the initial amygdala stuff's very creepy if you're not expecting it. Just because they don't do anything. Because they're just looking at you.
Yeah.
And then, like, maybe, like, again, along the same, like, way of approaching it, but, like, New Londo. Mm-hmm. Where when you go there, it's like it's nothing because it's drowned. So it's just all these people who don't fight back, just lying there, and they're alive. But it's like it really captures you. This place is dead. Mm-hmm. They spend there just like out of their minds, just bashing their heads into walls and stuff.
Yeah. Or
just staring into the distance, and they don't fight back, and that's kind of creepier than like if there'd been a giant. I mean, there eventually is monsters there, but if they dropped a giant like monster there, it would have been less of an impact. Mm-hmm. And then like about my kitty, I don't know what else is there. Like, I feel like a lot of them, they have good designs and you don't see them because they're like, because you're just trying to kill them, so you don't really stop and appreciate it. Mm-hmm. Like, the bloodletting beast is, like, really disgusting with the giant gash, and there's these, like, bugs coming out that's, like, you sort of don't initially... And then, like, the research hall patients, because it's, like, it's literally just a person. Something has happened to them. Yeah. Because, like, I'm more interested in, like, the body horror aspects of, that than, like, the fantasy stuff.
By the way, hi everyone. Hi Wavy. Thank you for coming.
Oh, you know what's really creepy is
What?
True King Alant. True King Alant.
What? True King?
The true.
Oh, the True King? Yeah, but he's not
Yeah.
just like a blob. Like...
No, but that's the thing, because it's like a blob that there's just enough left for you to tell this used to be a person.
Hmm.
And can't actually do any real damage to you, and is just saying, like, I don't know why you're here, like, the world needs to end, what's the point in any of this?
Hmm.
Yeah, a lot of people talking about the One Reborn. And, like, how do you feel about One Reborn's design?
I think the creepiest part is the screams.
Yeah.
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 But, like, it's not... Like, I don't know. It's cool. Again, like, all the Bloodborne bosses, the designs are, yes, creepy, but they're also, like, good, cool designs that are so good, I feel like they overtake the creepy aspect. Like, the snail ladies, they're creepy, they're so creepy, but they're so well done, where you're like, cool. Like,
you want to smooch.
Yeah. Like, all of the designs are just... Bloodborne is just such a good game. Just so beautiful, so well designed, so good everything. Yeah.
The headless in Sekiro are also kind of creepy because they just look like a corpse. There's something about them, like the way that like it's a headless corpse, which doesn't sound that creepy, but the way they make them like kind of bloated and with weird patches of hair and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe like the way that Ishin crawls out of Genichiro. That's pretty disgusting.
I think it's creepy, but it's not disgusting. Yeah. Like, there was nothing, like, guts didn't fly everywhere, like... You know what I mean?
It was just... blood?
No, well, not enough to be complete... Unless I'm misremembering it. Not enough to be just like... Oh, this is the grossest thing I've seen in my life.
You're not expecting it.
It's true, you don't expect it, and I think that's the cool part, but it's not, like... disgusting. Trying to think, I don't know.
Yeah.
And Dark Souls doesn't really have disgusting things, like the first one.
It's got the depths. It's like a whole sewer level. It's a Blight Town.
But is anything really disgusting in Blight Town?
There's giant leeches.
Yeah, that's pretty gross.
What's really gross in Blight Town is it's one of those things you don't initially, like I was saying, it's something you don't notice initially, but the sort of fire-breathing bug monsters that you meet on the way in, that's actually like a person fused with something.
Mm-hmm.
You can see that like there's the top of a human torso kind of like rising out of it. It's like a failed version of Quelaag.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The egghead status, that's a good example. That's fucking disgusting.
The what?
Egghead.
What is that?
When you get the egg on your head in Dark Souls.
Oh, I've never done that.
Oh, well,
but
you're missing
I know about it. I know about it. I've never tried it myself.
That's the first thing I did in Dark Souls
Really?
Remastered. I made a low-level egghead build and just hung around Undead Burg co-oping with people and using my bug to like attack hollows. It was neat.
Yeah.
Yeah, Arky says it's like having Baby Yoda on your head.
Yeah. In Demon Souls, I'm trying to think of disgusting stuff in Demon Souls. You know when you go to the Heart of Menses, and like those weird crawler guys with a face come out of it or whatever.
Yeah.
That's pretty gross.
Yeah, where it's like bugs with human faces.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. Here's a question that's got asked before, and I missed it because it scrolled by too quickly. So Mikolash asks Cos to cleanse their beastly idiocy, yet great ones often exhibit primal tendencies or attributes. Is the knowledge ability form capable of traveling realms will make a great one great? So basically, it's like the great ones still have like sort of like non-great traits to them, like they're violent and they sort of like, I guess, petty in some senses.
Well, wait. How many great ones do we meet? What are the great ones we meet?
All right, Moon Presence,
Uh-huh.
Erden,
Uh-huh.
Cos,
Uh-huh.
Briatus,
Uh-huh.
Amygdala.
Mm-hmm.
Is that all? I think that's all.
I feel like they're like, and the great ones are pretty chill until you mess with them. It's not like they're going out of their way to do something bad. Like Erden doesn't even do anything; it just chills.
Yeah.
Well, actually, yeah, I forgot the part where Erden impregnates women who come to the.
Yeah, there's that.
Okay, Erden. Okay, he bad. But let's say Kaz, like she doesn't really do anything. Like when the villagers summon her, she's like, "Hey, what's up?" But then the hunters kill her, and she's like, "What?" And then she curses them. But it seems to be not necessarily an outrageous reaction. You know what I mean?
No.
Like,
also, like it's not even that Cos curses them. It's that the villagers call out to Cos to curse the hunters.
actually, we don't know if she. Do we know that it's Kos who cursed them, or is it the villagers who
Yeah,
did
because he
curse
calls
magic?
it the Wrath of Mother Cos.
Right. Yeah, and I guess because the nightmare. Yeah, you're right.
Oh yeah. Also, like Brain of Mensis kinda and Rom kinda.
Yeah, so Brain of Mensis literally, the poor Brain of Mensis doesn't do anything. All it does is that it's literally in pain, and it's unfortunately taking it out on you. But only because it's in so much pain. It's not doing it on purpose. It's probably confused and disoriented.
I think you're projecting.
What? No! Think about it! Do you see it's hung up? It's all with the things.
Yeah.
And it's just because when you come, when you take it down, and then you come see it, it's just like, hey, oh, thank you for making contact. I haven't talked to anyone in like weeks. These guys just strung me up there. I don't know what's happening. So it's like grateful.
Yeah.
And like another great one, like Ibritas, she doesn't do anything if you don't touch her. She's just defending herself.
Yeah.
Same with Rom, actually. Rom doesn't
mean,
What do you... If you don't attack Rom and Ibritas, do they even pay attention to you?
No, but like, if you meet Ibritas in the chalices, she instantly aggroes on you.
That's different, because she's also disoriented and confused. She's like in the chalice, she's like, I don't understand how the chalices work, time is convoluted.
Okay.
So, yeah, great ones have somewhat human reactions in terms of, like, they react to being attacked and stuff. But maybe it's because, maybe if they ascend to the point where, like, well, humans can't hurt me, I'm so ethereal that they can't even touch me, maybe then they wouldn't react. But maybe they're just, like, trying to survive, you know?
Well, because, like, what makes the great ones great is just that they're like an evolutionary apex. That's the whole point of like, well, the great ones are sympathetic in spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Because like, even though they're this advanced, you can still, like, they want things that people have. You can understand them, they can understand you, even if they're completely distinct from you. Which makes them different from the obvious like Lovecraftian sort of influence on them, because the whole point of like the great old ones is that they're completely removed and they can't really be understood and they don't make sense and they might just like without malicious intent just like kill you all, whereas with the great ones you can actually like you can talk to Cos, you can talk to them in presence, you can make contracts with them. They want things, you can sort of appease them if they're angry, and you can't do that to like Cthulhu.
Yeah. I just realized something, Richie. When you
Oh
said
no.
from, you can't have from without
With
ROM.
wrong. Yeah.
From software,
Yeah.
ROM. Hmm.
Mm.
Hmm.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I hope that answers the question. Okay, let's see. Are there any more? Excuse me. Sorry if anybody joined us while we were talking. Hi, hello, welcome. Welcome, chat.
What do you guys think about fake Yosefka being in a birthing position post-Rom? Is it just another pregnancy thing in Bloodborne, or are we supposed to think she's pregnant?
I
Sin?
don't think she's pregnant. I think she's trying to ascend, and we find her
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
middle of us. Well, she thinks she's ascending, right? She's there. She's using the cord or whatever, and she's like, "Oh my God, I'm not a beast. I can sense it. I'm gonna
Yeah.
ascend."
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we don't see the result before the end. The game ends, so it
Mm.
could be that she's ascending, but it could be that she's turning into a beast.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
yeah.
like she's not. This is the confusing thing because when she dies, she drops an umbilical cord, which the implication that a lot of people took from that is, oh, she's got that's the cord of her child.
But that's Willem's
But
cord.
because it specifies like this is the cord that Willem wanted,
Yeah.
and then you go back and it's like, well, he got that from the orphan of Cos, presumably. So what she's done is she's got Willem. That's why she's in this position with her hand like this. Because she's presumably supposed to be holding the cord in her hand and trying to like ascend with it. Because if you look at like we see an actual pregnancy under the red moon and it's Ariana's and it doesn't really work like that. So there was a question here. Oh, do I have a slug farm? Yeah, it's that tank there. You can actually see it because my nil gender poster is in the way. That's my terrarium, and once it got overrun with slugs, and I had to let them all go because slugs breed like crazy if there's no predators. No, so I let them all go, and then I set it back up again, and then I realized that there must have been some eggs in the soil because another slug is just shown up in the last couple of days that wasn't there before. So I'm just having to keep a watch on it. You can actually see I've got that like copper tape along the top of it because if slugs and snails try to cross that, it makes them uncomfortable and they turn around again. So that's to stop them getting out if they start breeding out of control again. The golden bird in Demon Souls, that's just part of the Shadow Men's religion. The question is about like, is there a mythological reference being made? I think the mythological reference being made isn't anything to do with birds. I think it's Egyptian. Because if you look at the way the Adjudicator and the Crow are described, it is very much like, I have totally forgotten its name, but there is an Egyptian thing that happens when you die, which is that you're judged, and then if you have led like a bad life, then you're devoured by this weird like crocodile monster. And it seems to be that where it's like, you know, if you're judged by the Adjudicator, and then if you've like been a coward or you've killed birds or something, then you get eaten by the blob thing. Oh yeah, Herb. Yeah, snails don't actually need to really mate. They can just There's a lot of incest with snails. Snails and slugs are interesting because they have a thing called a love dart. So when two snails or slugs are mating, prior to them mating, they make these they're like little calcium harpoons called love darts, and they try to stab each other. And whichever snail gets stabbed first, they kind of take on the female role. And they're like the one that is going to keep... I think they're the one that they keep the eggs, but they don't fertilize them. So the snail that like stabs you, like they have a higher chance of passing on sort of their like DNA, something like that. I'm not a biologist, but love darts don't work as projectiles. Sadly, they're like little spikes.
I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna go grab my laptop charger.
Yeah,
because it died.
Oh, Nameless, this is Nameless. It is always like this. I'm sorry. There's a comics only Transformer character who's like a Beast Wars guy who turns into a snail, and his weapon is a love dart. This is poorly understood snail biology with Richie. Okay, we've got some questions now. Okay, question. This is Grizzled. You mentioned the hunter is 5'5". Where does this info come from? That is from a friend of mine who was playing around with the SMD files, and apparently there is an internal scale that specifies the hunter is 5'5". So, I mean, if they're 5'5", everyone in Yharnam is 5'5", because we're all kind of using similar models. But then the actual Yharnamites are probably like 6'5", I guess. I don't know. Little love dart discussion. Love more Elder Scrolls podcast. Yeah, the thing is, I don't know anything about Elder Scrolls. So if people want to come on and talk about Elder Scrolls, that's fine. But like, I don't really have anything to add because I played Skyrim for about 15 minutes 10 years ago when it came out. I'm gonna catch up on the questions. Right. If the Great One Beast is still in the game, what role would it have? I don't know. The weird thing about the Great One Beast is I think it was like the reveal is that it was supposed to be a dragon that had like turned into a beast. Because it looks a lot like a dragon and its fur is like the fur is a separate mesh on most of the models. But like the Great One Beast has a function, I think, intentionally, where its fur mesh disappears at certain points. So it almost feels like you were supposed to do something to it and its fur would fall off and reveal that it was a Demon Souls dragon. It's something like that. But I don't know what role it would have played, and it looks like it was cut really early on. Why do I like snails? I think we covered that in our love dart discussion. Is Izzy irreverent because they don't care about kin and love beasts? Izzy irreverent? Izzy is like, it's like Izzy the heretic or Izzy the apostate or something, and then they made it irreverent Izzy. I think because it's a nice alliteration. It's a cool thing. Irreverent Izzy, but yeah, it's if you look at the Japanese, it's written just like Izzy the heretic.
Was Izzy part of the auto workshop?
Why not? Well, I mean, the only auto workshop member we meet's a beast, so you never know.
Never knew.
Taylor says beasts get enough phantasms during a red moon. I don't know what that means exactly. Oh, this is about can beasts become great ones. That sort of seems to be what maybe Lawrence is trying to do. I don't know. I don't know how many. I think the problem with that is that the whole point of becoming a beast is that in doing so, you sort of lose your human reason, and you lose your intellect, and you lose your like humanity. And the thing that makes you able to ascend to become a great one is that you have the well-developed sort of human reason and enlightenment. So I think once you lose it, I don't know if you can get it back. But like weirdly, that does seem to sort of happen because you have the beasts in Old Yarnum who seem reasonably like chill and have like sort of a civilization where they're worshipping in a church and stuff. So
Samuel just donated $20. 2
you
toddler
deserve money.
robes.
You deserve money just for being you.
Oh.
That was for you, obviously, not me.
Yes, just for being me. I mean, how could you not? Look at this. Could you comment on the hierarchical nature of evolution on Bloodborne? Is it possible to transcend without devouring, consuming another great one?
It must be.
Yeah, of course. I think so.
I think this is down to like the whole moon presence situation.
Mm-hmm.
Because like what happens is that we kill the moon presence and then we become it. There's like indeterminate time passes and then we're a great one. But like, so some people interpret that as the moon presence, like killing the moon presence is what makes you a great one.
Mm-hmm.
But like the way I take it. Because what happens is the moon presence attacks you first. If you have the cords, the moon presence will start the fight by attacking you. It won't be able to grab you. So I think what's happening is that we're already becoming a great one.
Mm-hmm.
And the moon presence is trying to kill us because it sees us as a threat and something it can't control.
Yeah.
Because it tries to grab onto us, and then it's like, poof, and then suddenly like it rushes back. And it visibly freaks out and tries to kill you. So I think, yeah, the idea is that we're already on our way to becoming one. Mm-hmm. That means it can't control us, so it has to kill us now.
Yeah.
So I think, like, we would have become a great one had we never, like, killed the movie. That's just what has to happen. Yeah, I think it's that.
It makes sense, because if you don't, if you don't eat the 3 cords or 4 cords or whatever, the moon presence just consumes you.
Yeah.
And if you do eat them, and, if you listen to these podcasts, you probably remember the notes, 3/3 chords, the research hall, so it all comes together. Yeah. But actually, you could say, maybe, how there's a note, hunt the great ones?
Yeah.
The way we're interpreting it is hunt the great ones to get 3/3 chords.
Yeah,
maybe you could have an interpretation where it's like, get the chords and then kill a great one. So maybe that's like...
Yeah. But also, like, the whole mess starts because Bergenworth kill a great one.
And none of them ascend. Not enough chords? But that's actually a good point, because you can eat the chords and go fight Ebrietas, and you're not going to become a great one.
Yeah. Oh, okay, how are blood drunk hunters taken to the Hunter's Nightmare? Do they go there after they die, or are they taken by the amygdala, or do they just teleport? I think it's all 3! I don't know. Well, I think the idea that they're getting at is that amygdala were taking them. Because it says, like, the hunters vanished one night, and the way you get there is you give the amygdala the eye, and it obviously thinks you're a blood drunk hunter, so it takes you. But, like, maybe a ton of amygdala came down and took all the hunters?
But also it's possible you just, once you die as a hunter, you go to that hell or whatever.
That's exactly what happens to Henrik and Volta. And, like, Henriette and characters like that. Because, like, the way that you get Henrik as a summon is Henrik has to die. Mm-hmm. And, like, Volta is summonable as he is now, but then when he dies, you get to summon, like, Volta in his prime. So the idea is they're all going there. They're all, like... It's hell, basically. Like, they go there as their punishment. Yeah. And it spells like no one can escape this. And I think that's the deal with Maria. Because if we ignore the, like, Simon killing her cut thing, if we just look at what it is now, it looks like she committed suicide. Mm-hmm. And then she ends up in the Hunter's Nightmare because that's where she ends up after she dies, yeah.
And like, you know when they say hunters...
And also, we definitively know that Maria did die in the waking world because we find her grave.
Mm-hmm.
So, she wasn't taken by an amygdala and she didn't teleport there. She did die and go there.
Yeah.
Yeah. What happens to a Great when you kill on its own plane? I think Great Ones just keep going. It's weird because like the whole kind of like deal with them is that they separate their physical, like they're dreaming, they're in the dream. So once you're kind of in the dream, I don't think it matters anymore if you die, because you can sort of, as long as you're permanently there and you don't wake up. I mean, the problem is the moon presence does seem to actually definitively die. And then it's all over the place,
well,
because like
you don't know if the moon presence definitively dies though.
Yeah, but like
the game
okay,
ends.
Kos dies, but Koz's rage lives on, right? Erden can't die because Erden doesn't have a physical form at all. Mm-hmm. So presumably Erden, there's nothing you can actually do to Erden.
Yeah.
Ebrietas, you can kill.
But again, what happens
Yeah.
after you kill Ebrietas is not necessarily all that clear.
Yeah.
Because you can also say, okay, don't you meet Ebrietas in the dungeons?
Yes.
So after you kill Ebrietas, her consciousness gets stuck in the dungeon.
Yeah.
With Rome.
The whole point is like they departed east and left Ebrietas behind, so yeah. Can Ebrietas go to the Dreamlands, or is Ebrietas stuck here, or... I think these alien gods are a little inconsistent.
Yeah.
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 Oh, Nypheas wants to know, is Seath the Great One?
No, Seath is a dragon.
Would be two things.
No, dragons aren't cool enough to be great ones.
Seath keeps showing up though, which implies Seath can never truly die and just...
Where does he keep showing up?
He's in Kingsfield. And then he's in...
But that's not even him. He doesn't look like him.
Well, maybe it's one of his many avatars.
I feel like you're giving Seath a little too much credit.
No, and then Seath kind of comes back in Dark Souls 2, because they say, like, Seath's spirit settles in Zeldora. And then Oseros in 3 kind of turns into Seath.
No, that's just a Seath cosplayer, because he's like, oh, Seath is a great one, I love him so much.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Yeah. What if Erden was the first great one? Like, that's possible.
Like, because some things are so ambiguous. But, okay, but you know what?
We don't know how long.
Richie, let's look at what we have in-game and the content that we know.
Okay.
So, okay, what is Erden? Erden is some sort of great one that has no form, only voice, and haunts the chapel.
Yes.
So that's what? When?
What?
When did Erden originate?
We have no idea.
Why did Erden originate?
Well, presumably Erden, Presumably Erden had a physical form at some point and then managed to completely transcend it. Which seems to be the goal of, like, a lot of people. Because if you think about, like, Mikolash, right?
Yeah.
Mikolash he's dreamed himself into the Dreamlands, but his physical body's dead. So if you kill Mikolash in the Dreamlands, he's dead forever, because he's got no physical body to go back to.
Mm-hmm.
Maria seems to be a similar thing. Gurman has a cut line where he says if I wake up, I will die.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, who can say? So I think Erden represents a kind of apex, because Erden literally has... Cause so much of Bloodborne's about overcoming your physical limitations.
Mm-hmm.
Like the limitations of your body, the limitations of your biology, things like that. And Erden seems to be the apex of that, because Erden does not have a biology. Erden is literally just a presence that exists. That you cannot... Yeah. No physical presence whatsoever. It's just a voice.
I think we talked about this in the Amygdala podcast.
It's like some Grant Morrison fucking sentient idea thing.
But yeah. I like our idea where it's the Amygdala pretending to be Erden and it's invisible, so we only hear the voice, and it's like, bring me snacks. But also, another thing you made me think of is, what if Erden is not a great one? What if Erden is somebody who astral projected themselves into the nightmare, and their body is dead, but they can't come back, right? Because their body is dead. But they can reach us from the nightmare into our realm through their voice.
But wouldn't that just be a great one?
No, they're not a great one. They're just a human who's in the nightmare. They're stuck. Like Mikolash, imagine if you go to the chapel and you hear, "Oz, grant us Oz." And it's just like, oh, it's Mikolash. We hear him from the nightmare. You know?
Right. Well, then how does the pregnancy work?
Maybe it's unrelated.
Okay. Okay, angry Reddit thread. You can't prove it's related.
You can't prove my theory is wrong.
Correct. You cannot prove a negative.
There we go. Donovan just donated $10. Boom, another Tablerone. We have like 3 Tablerones
Do I get any?
Of course. I split all my Tablerones with you.
No, you don't.
It's a metaphor. I don't really buy that many Tablerones with all our patron money.
From the way that you talk, it seems like you do.
There's actually like a secret Tablerone layer off camera.
Well, it's reminding me of the Alan Partridge Toblerone addiction, but you don't know what that is. So.
Yeah, I do. You sent it to me.
I showed you the clip, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so Donovan is asking, so the Great Ones... So can the Great Ones not reproduce because they're all biologically unique? And them dragging the Dreamlands into the waking world is their attempt to make humans biologically compatible?
Well, it's never actually explained why they can't reproduce. I think the idea is that if you're an evolutionary apex, then you couldn't have offspring, because the offspring might be, like, more evolved than you. But, like, the problem is that the concept of, like, archaea selection and the concept of just things being more evolved is sort of not how biology works. So it's hard to, like, map anything rational onto it. You just have to accept that it's working according to its own, like, not fantasy, but, like, metaphorical rules of saying that, like, it's like it doesn't. It's like when we're talking about the radiance and stuff. Like, it doesn't necessarily have to have a rational, like, it's this thing explanation. It's just, these are creatures, and the one thing that they can't do is have children. So suddenly, having children, which is something that humans... We talked about this another time when I was talking about Silvia Frederici, in one of my rare moments of lucidity. But, like, we were talking about how, like, reproduction is something that humans take for granted as just something that we do. But at the same time, there's a whole lot of labor involved in reproduction. It's actually a very, very difficult, draining thing, not just the actual act of giving birth, but the way that, like, it is arranged, the way that children have to be, raised, the way that we, mold children to adults and everything is all taken for granted. And what Miyazaki is doing with Bloodborne, which is why I think it's one of the reasons why it continues to interest me, is that it gets this thing you take for granted that we treat as this is just what people just reproduce, that's how it works, why are we thinking about it, why are we acting like it's worth sort of discussing in detail, and says this is actually like the most important thing that it's possible to do, to the point where these like huge eldritch Lovecraftian horrors that have infinite power, that's the one thing that they can't do, is basically reproductive labor. And that's a really interesting concept, but like it's that concept. I don't think you can actually take it apart and treat it like it's a piece of hard sci-fi that has been thought through to the point where there's actually like a biological reason why the Great Ones can't have children. They just can't, because that's how the story works.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Also, it's time to give people a financial lesson. Thank you for all
Do we
your...
get more money?
What? No, but overall,
again, yeah.
Thank you so much for donating. Really appreciate it. It helps Richie and I out a lot in terms of like the podcast as well as just personal life, because we spend so much time recording and editing. And no, like for me, I was able to afford a Roomba, so that like, hey, I never have to clean the floor again because I don't even have time, because I just edit all day long.
Yeah. And it's really helped my transition to a better wardrobe.
It's true, yeah. Because again, like, it's hard to explain, but like, editing takes up, we love it, that's why we do it, but this podcast takes up a lot of our life, so it really does help.
Yeah. And because like I know that like an example that you bring up is that because you're editing so much, you don't have time to cook. So you buy a lot more takeaway than you used to, just to give yourself an extra hour or so, a couple of hours a day to edit in.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be able to afford that if we didn't have Patreon. Like, it's literally impossible. So
so it's things like that. Like, we are not doing this like totally professionally. Like, we're not Patreon solvent as a podcast, but what it is it is letting us do more. Yeah. Like it's in a space where it's like we get enough that it does actually make a significant difference to what we can do. Yeah. But it's not to the point where we're actually living off it. Like,
oh no, that's not even. That's like Vati and duck feed money. That's never gonna happen.
And that's never happening. But it's not like it matters. It's not like we have some extra spending money every month. It's like, no, this actually did make a difference, like significantly. Yeah.
Yeah, and also like all the animations, like we would not be able to afford them. Yeah. Like it's not. Yeah. The contests, the everything. So we really appreciate like everyone who donates and shares our content and like really appreciate it. But the financial lesson is some people donate on YouTube, which is totally awesome. Yeah. But if you donate on patreon.com/SinclairLore, you actually get a reward for your donations.
You do.
And it's just, I feel like it's better if you donate on Patreon because you get something and we feel less guilty. And people actually, this way you can actually enjoy the content we put on Patreon, because it's not, like, we talk about it being horrible, but it's still like, it's still neat. You're going to like it if you enjoy. It's better than this. Yeah, exactly. Actually.
If you like this.
Yeah.
This isn't even planned.
No. And like there's a lot of locations of Bloodborne. The enemies of Bloodborne started as a patron thing, so there's a lot of that. Thank you, Samuel.
Yeah.
So if you if you want to donate, I highly recommend Patreon, because and the reason, and I keep repeating it every time, we don't have like rewards on YouTube because YouTube didn't have a thing in place for small creators. Like even these donations as a small creator before you couldn't. So it's like they don't have the structure. Maybe they do for bigger creators, like, but not for us. Yeah. So it also makes me feel better if people donate to Patreon a little bit. Yeah. Because Patreon has always been cool and like
Yeah.
has helped us, whereas YouTube sometimes it's like, oh, we're gonna randomly demonetize this video. Why? Oh, just cause. No, thanks.
We're going to threaten to take your entire channel down because you used a still from Katekyo Hitman Reborn.
Like, really? And so, like, yeah, and also YouTube is not conducive to small creators, like, so it's...
Yeah.
So if you want to donate, we appreciate it.
That's enough
Either
backing YouTube out on YouTube because they might see this.
like, oh yeah, delete, kill them both.
Yeah.
Yeah. So although we appreciate all donations and all your support, I think Patreon is just overall a better thing because you also get something out of it.
Yeah.
Yay. And the best thing about Patreon is the $5 tier where you have the Saturday night snack covenants.
Which we haven't recorded for like 2 months.
Yeah. Because we've been busy recording, what did we record?
We recorded a whole lot of Hollow Knight
We
stuff.
recorded a lot of Hollow Knight.
Then we recorded with, Devin about the stove.
Yeah, like, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, and another thing is, in the editing, I'm putting more visual cues in editing, so it just takes a lot longer to record.
And there's more, the exciting notes of Richie series.
Yes, so that's like, that takes a little more to plan out, record, and like fit in. Again, animation sponsored by all of you.
Yeah.
Like, yep.
I'm just like, it takes a little longer to make the notes and plan them and record them, and it's just like, I wake up and it's like, note 1, and then it's like, explain this! And then I just like completely ignore them and say something else. And then you're like, I'm dying is beautiful!
It is notes! I love notes, Richie, they're beautiful. Richie makes beautiful notes.
They're what they are.
Yeah, I think we should probably start wrapping up a little bit, little by little, because I'm getting a little hungry.
You know, that's the cue to end, is that you're hungry.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not that there's any structure, or that the audience, or that it's reached its natural end, or that the audience seem to be, like, satiated. It's that Sin is hungry.
Yes.
Yeah.
And, let's see. Okay, so, any more Soulsborne questions? Or whatever games that we have ever covered? Do you have questions about any of them?
Alhazred's suggesting you start a, watch Sin eat OnlyFans.
Cool.
Oh, Sunless Seas. Do you ever want to do Sunless Seas? Or,
What's that?
like, Fallen London or something?
What is that?
It's like a indie game, kind of like depressing, sort of Lovecraftian thing.
On what? Let me Google it.
So I brought up the Cosmic Eye badge. I showed this off last time. Hang on, if people didn't see it, I do have a replica Cosmic Eye badge. Or is it's got all my other badges? Here we are. There you go.
Very cute.
I got this from Etsy.
Super duper cute.
Yeah. It's described with my glasses. It's actually like the thing is big enough to just go around my head normally, but I've got my embroidered pin on. So.
It looks like there's a lot of reading in Sunless Sea.
I've got a friend who really likes Sunless Sea. Get her on. Am I Elton John? No, sadly.
Huh. Somebody's asking about Ebrutus merchandise. We actually have a Redbubble store.
Yeah.
Where Where is it?
Hmm.
If I can find it. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do.
Anyway.
I think that's it. So you
Yeah,
can see
yeah.
some merchandise there. If you
Yeah.
or anyone, is this, yeah, has, like, if you have a place that's, like, near your house or whatever, that's, like, cheap,
Yeah.
that makes stuff, like, let me know, send me a message, I can send you the designs, like, so you can make
Yeah,
one for
yeah.
yourself or whatever.
This is sadly one of a kind.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, it wasn't very difficult to make.
Maybe we
I
can
could
have
probably
a how-to stream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
We could do how to make an embruitus out of polymer clay.
Yeah.
Do you know how I figured it out?
How?
I looked up how to make an octopus out of polymer clay and just gave it half as many tentacles.
Oh, that's so cute. Why half as many? Does the Brutus only have 4?
I based it on the Ebruitus mug.
Okay, then
and on the mug, Ebruitus only has 4.
That's the original canonical Ebruitus? Yeah.
Yeah. Have we also pointed out that Shantae's octopus form is a complete rip-off of Belbruitus?
Who's that?
Yeah, Shantae, it's like a series of games about a genie. She turns into different creatures, and I showed you the one where she's an octopus and looks exactly like Belbruitus.
Yes! What's up with that?
It's entirely possible it predates Ebruitus. I don't know anything.
Doesn't matter. Loracle powers. Loracle powers. We predict content.
Yeah.
Retroactively and...
I'll just... hang on.
Unretro. It's very cute.
Get a better look at it. Thank you.
Very, very cute. Fancy Brutus.
This cost about $2 to make out of stuff from the office supply store.
Oh, Miranda Fox says, "Hey, just wanted to let you guys know that I've been watching for the past 4 years and I love your content."
Oh
yeah, Miranda, I know you. I recognize you. I recognize that avatar. Yeah. Wow. Thank you. Yeah. Appreciate it.
Yeah. It's interesting because, like, the people that watch this, it's like there's a lot of people here that I recognize from mid-2010s. Like when Bloodborne and Dark Souls 3 was going on, and like I met a bunch of people. Like Alhaz Red used to comment on my old channel, and like Dahlia and people like that, and Allison, and yeah, all these just new people keep showing up, and it's like, oh yeah, like it's good because like I think I sort of culled all the people I didn't like, and the people who made me sort of feel like I had to be a bit more guarded, and now it actually feels like a proper nice community. So I can show up on stream looking like this, and only some of the comments are abusive.
I think we had 2 today, to be specific. So that's...
I see them getting... I see them being deleted.
Yeah, thank you. By the way, thank you, mods. Appreciate it.
Yeah. You
guys are a lot faster than we are to catch.
Also, like, as far as insults go, filthy degenerate is just like, whatever.
Yeah. My favorite ones are like, this bitch needs to shut up. And it's funny because it's like, first of all, like, this bitch. Like, the name of the channel is Sinclair Lore. One of the hosts is, like, Sinclair. And it's just like, she don't even have a name. But then she needs to shut up. I don't even talk that much during podcasts.
It's
like,
true.
Sometimes I may get a little loud, but overall, I don't even... I don't... Which is a contrast to another type of comments, sometimes on the same podcasts. Like, she contributes nothing to the conversation. Okay, do you want me to shut up? Or are you complaining that I contribute nothing? Make up your mind, sir.
I feel like she chews loudly and contributes nothing needs to be on your CV.
Just, yes. Hmm. Richie needs to go back to his old channel.
Oh, the 4chan threads are just like... Actually, no, a lot of them are positive about us.
Aw, yay. Thank you. Sweet.
I feel like we're the only regular source of Souls content on YouTube anymore. Like, literally, we are. So, you just gotta deal with this.
It's either this or nothing.
No one else is doing it. Vardy is doing his art contest. Ashen Hollow's doing like one thing a month sometimes. Other people are trying to diversify into doing other games. The only source of genuine new Souls content is Lance, but it takes him forever to make things because he has to hack games.
Yeah.
Which takes an extremely long time, so...
Yeah. And we're a good combo because Richie has the knowledge, and I am an obsessive person who's like, we did it, now we gotta get it out. No procrastination here. Let's go,
because
go.
neither of us would function without the other.
Exactly,
this is the problem.
Yeah.
Because if it were up to me, we would do one video a year.
But if it were up to me, I'd also probably do not many videos because I need to research and this and that, and
yeah,
it's tough.
Yeah,
I'd still do more than one a year because I have a work ethic, Richie.
Yeah.
But also they'd all be like ridiculous.
Yeah. But we cover each other's weaknesses, so...
Oh my god, Bay says, one of my first comments was a complaint, and I feel like a total jerk now. Sorry about that.
But like the first time I heard from Sin, I almost deleted it and didn't get back to her.
I didn't even say anything bad, he just thought I was gonna be a crazy person.
Well, because I was at that point where I disappeared from, like, my old channel. And people sort of figured I wasn't coming back, and I was getting all these comments that were like, hey, can you explain to me? And I was getting so many of them. And I just sort of like, I don't have... Because this was toward the end of my dissertation. Like, I was extremely exhausted. Because usually, like, if you message me, I will respond to you. I don't mind, like, talking to people, but at this point, I was so tired. Because I had just written... I was in the process of... It was, like, 400 pages, 120,000 words long. I was having to edit it and, like, do all the footnotes and all this shit, and I'm just like, I don't have time to answer these questions today. And then just someone called Sinclair shows up, and I'm like, I guess they're a Bioshock 2 fan or something. And, yeah, I almost didn't reply. And I did, and this is where we are.
But I almost didn't send you a message because I didn't know you were GSF.
Yeah.
Someone told me after I messaged you once, and I was like, oh, maybe they can explain some stuff to me.
Yeah.
A lot of things had to come together.
Yeah.
It's weird. Yeah.
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 But yeah, and it helped both of us in our, like, personal lives as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, like, I know you said a lot that you had issues public speaking.
Yeah.
You felt, like, shy a lot and, like, you had trouble talking, and me being with you sort of, like, helped you get a bit more confident in talking because you were used to talking to me, and it sort of made you feel like, okay, like, I can actually do this.
Yeah.
I can actually talk.
Yeah.
Because in the other ones, you're very quiet, and you'll be like, I'm shy when I ask you questions.
Yeah.
And then you still be like... Yeah. And it helped me because, like, I had always had a very sort of fractured relationship with online stuff, and I didn't feel like I didn't feel like I really had a community that I belonged. I had friends, but I didn't really have a community, and like I had a history of walking away from things I was managing, like forums and blogs and a YouTube channel, where like I would manage them for a while, and then I'd be like, nothing's keeping me here, so it doesn't actually harm me at all to say, all right, I'm just going to do something else because I don't actually feel that connected to it. And I think part of that was that people, particularly on the JSF channel, is that like people had a very rigid view of what I was, which was entirely my fault because I was trying not to be personal on it. But I remember like someone saying, maybe someone in the chat now, it wasn't insulting, but it was like, I always imagined you as James Bond. And I mean, you can no. So I had this feeling of like, well, no one's really seeing me, and ultimately no one really cares what I have. Like, no one really cares about me. They just want me to regurgitate item descriptions like dollar store Vardy. So like, I just didn't care. And yeah. We're here. This Vardy's too expensive. Do you carry a generic alternative?
Or a kid's like, Mom, I want a Vardy. No, we have one at home.
Yeah, we have Vardy at home. It's this guy. And I think what's happened with like this and the community and everything is that like I feel like people actually sort of know me now in a way they didn't before. Yeah.
Thank you, Richie.
So because like when we started off, I was saying like I don't want to be in a situation where we're just talking, because I just felt like that's not going to work. No one likes me. No one cares what I have to say. I just want to stick to talking about this like imaginary werewolf shit, because that way no one has to actually deal with me. And what happened with you is that you just sort of kept pushing me to be more open and be more out there. And the more that's happened, the more I found that, people actually do like me. And it's not entirely just these aggressive people who were telling me to shut the fuck up, which is what I had before. Yeah. Oh, Taylor, yeah, I am an Aries. You're also an Aries, aren't you?
Me? Yeah, yes.
Yeah, because our birthdays are like a bit over a week apart.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Sin's birthday soon.
Yoo-hoo!
And I sent you a birthday present that I made you, and you opened it.
I didn't show it off, did I? I showed it off IRL. Okay. Okay, everyone close your eyes. Oh no, I gotta do this properly. Okay, Richie, you're gonna be part of this. You know what you sent me, Richie? Richie, you can open your eyes.
You weren't supposed to know. It was supposed to be a surprise when you opened it.
What? I didn't know. It was a surprise when I opened it.
But it was supposed to be a birthday present.
Oh!
You just opened it when it arrived and went,
yeah,
I like to get gifts!
It's beautiful. Okay,
all
but
right.
we gotta, you know what's coming, Richie. So get in character. Oh, mirror, mirror on the wall. Who's the fairest of them all? Wait a minute. Who is this in my mirror?
It's an Ebruitus infinity mirror.
Oh my god! Ebruitus, say hi.
Hello.
Are you okay? Are you stuck in there? Can you come out, or?
I exist in the dreamland.
Oh, so this is like a portal. This is like a Zoom with the Brutus.
Yes.
Oh, cool. So I can call
Sometimes
Brutus.
I'm busy after you Zoom.
What?
When I'm summoned.
Oh yeah.
When when summoned, I observe social distancing.
Oh, that is so smart. It's like in the Brutus phone.
I will reveal the eldritch truth by Zoom.
Yeah, like you know how you compared, like Willem takes the cord to his ear and he like a seashell
Yeah.
and you listen. No, this is what it is. Willem was looking for this, so he could like listen and be like, "Hey, Brutus, what's up? Hi, girlfriend, how's it going?" This is what he should have been meditating to.
And the background's like that because Brutus is accidentally pointing the camera at his own monitor.
Willem, what route does Willem drop?
Oh my god!
Oh my god! Okay, thanks, Brutus. I'll see you later.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh, did I miss the Brutus again? Always happens like this.
Oh, always miss a Brutus.
Yes. Yeah. So, if you'd like to make your own Brutus Infinity Mirror, you buy a really cheap, shitty unicorn Infinity Mirror from a dollar store, and you unscrew the back, and then you buy an Brutus sticker from Redbubble, and you put that over the unicorn, and then you stick it back together again.
Is it over the unicorn?
Yeah, I couldn't get the unicorn off. Probably.
Oh, I don't even see it. That's amazing. How did you... Wow. There's like 2 stickers of a Brutus in there. No? Just one?
No, this was one.
What? How does this work? This is amazing.
Have you never seen an Infinity Mirror before?
Well, I've seen this one, but I didn't realize there's like... Okay, oh my god, this is like Eldritch Truth revealing. I didn't have enough insight. I saw that the lights went all the way, but I didn't realize the Brutus sticker went all the way. How is this possible?
It reflects itself. It's got like a reflective tinted front to it, so the lights it bounces off the front.
But you
and
put 2
the
stickers then, right? One in the back and one in the front?
No, there's only the one.
What? But how is it reflecting itself? It should be reflecting its back.
Let me finish.
No.
The front part, right? Now there's a screen on the front.
Yeah.
The back half of that is reflective.
But it should be reflecting something else. Why doesn't it reflect me? This is oh my god, this is magic. This is witchcraft. Holy moly. It literally goes, look, it goes all the way in, but there's nothing behind y'all. It's real.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I don't know. What if I turn off the light? Is it still... Oh, if I turn off the light... Oh, no, it's still there! The stickers go all the way still. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, my God. And it becomes a mirror. Oh.
It is a mirror.
Wow.
You can make your own Infinity Mirror with a mirror, some LED tape, and the material they use to tint car screens.
Oh, wow. Could... Then you could make, like, portal mirrors. Like portal.
Yeah, you could.
Can you 3D print a mirror?
Well, you can 3D print the frame of a mirror. I don't think you can 3D print mirrored glass.
Okay, I'll try.
Yeah.
Somebody actually replied that you could probably get a forge and anvil for around $300 to $500. And
Okay,
Richie, if people wanted to...
Shut the fuck up. I think the primary issue here is that you having a forge and anvil is not going to help you make polymer clay Brutus pins. I think you got a little carried away and you forgot the goal. Because this was made with a rolling pin and like a craft knife, and that's it. Mm. Do you think I should be the next James Bond?
Definitely.
Definitely, yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Like a cute James Bond.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Alright. Okay. I think next time we do this, we should make sure there's questions on Patreon.
Why? This went on for like 3 hours without questions.
Yeah, but...
If we had questions, we're going for like 5 hours.
Would you say there was
Do
3
I
hours
look
of
like
content?
I have 5 hours to just like...
Would you say that
I actually probably do have
3
5
hours
hours, but I
well?
should probably be... You know what? Let's ask the chat. Did you enjoy the past 3 hours? Would you say they went well?
What, you're just asking the people who haven't left?
Yes, people who haven't left. Oh, if you thought it went well, thumbs up. If you thought it went badly, thumbs down. That's the easiest way to see.
I think that people who thought it went badly already thumbs down.
There's 0 thumbs down so far.
Oh god, I thought the guy who called us degenerate cancer was probably going to thumb us down. But they forgot.
Well, actually, what happens sometimes is that at first, people don't like this podcaster dynamic, but after listening to it a couple of times, they're like, oh, I get it. I get what this is. This is not complete trash. And they're like,
or they like, this is complete trash, but I can relate to it, like, on its own level.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a key component of this.
Definitely.
Yes.
And I guess before we leave, I'm gonna link a podcast that we did in the past.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good one, but it still doesn't even have 1,000 views. I feel like
Is it about Reborn?
No, Reborn. We don't have any
If
Reborn.
If it was Reborn, it wouldn't even have 100 views.
Actually, Reborn content did have at least 100. But no, I removed it for now because I'm making a big Reborn. It's going to be like a 5-hour Reborn thing where all of them are glued together. Remember? Did you forget? Which, by the way,
this is our Hawkshaw style rediscover Reborn series.
Yes. So the playlist I want to link is Richie. What is the single greatest tabletop RPG session we ever did that has been posted?
I Hunt.
I Hunt! Yay! So check it out. I just posted it. It's really cool. It was a lot of fun. Philomena, the actual creator, one of the creators of I Hunt.
Yeah.
So it's like if you were talking about like, what's as cool as I Hunt?
Nothing. Reborn.
What? If you were talking about Reborn, and then like the creator of Reborn showed up, or Lambo showed up, or like Miyazaki showed up.
The kid who's really good at ranking things showed up.
Futa showed up.
Fell asleep because it rained, and then they left and were never referred to again.
So yeah. So check it out. It was actually really good. We did a good job. We did good editing. We did good everything. I think it's one of our proudest works. We commissioned special drawings for it. We have music. It's a good time.
We have a vampire one.
Yeah,
it's
actually pretty much edited.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna post it after we record the podcast with Loki because of the numbering.
Okay.
So it has to come
right.
after.
Yeah.
But that's an interesting story because it was meant to be for Patreon, so we recorded it with like mediocre quality and everything.
Yeah, it's not up to our usual standards of excellence.
Yeah. So the audio is a little worse than usual, but I make it work.
I will do an impression of Sin playing vampire.
Oh no.
Alright, Sin, this is our husband. Alright, Sin, what do you do next?
That is accurate.
Yeah.
I was very nervous and shy.
Oh, hey, Cookie Monster, we're like at the end. I'm sorry. I guess you can watch it back. It'll stay up.
Yeah.
Yeah. The flag. That is not a flag. That is a Redbubble top that I ordered. It's the Windows 95 logo over and over again. I wore it in episode 7. And it got a lot of good feedback, so I just hang it up now. I'll wear it again some other time, but I didn't want to repeat outfits that quickly. If you said to me when I was on the JSF channel, and also about 70 pounds heavier and living in a depression pit,
Aww.
that eventually what you're largely going to be known for is live appearances in which you look increasingly more ridiculous and people are leaving comments saying you're a fashion icon, I would not have believed you.
Oh. So another positive aspect this had on our lives is it enriched them in a happy way. Yeah.
Well, yeah, because it's like I was saying, because like I was not going out much or talking to anyone much. So, I mean, like if you watch the AMAs in order, which you can't really do unless you have access. You have to be on Patreon, I think, because most of them are unlisted at this point. Yeah. There's an obvious evolution of how I look throughout it. Mm-hmm. And I'm sort of, you can see me gradually pushing further and further in a certain direction, which, what he did was like, I can do this, and then I got like some good feedback, and I'm like, okay, if I push it a little bit further, what happens? Oh, people are still happy. Push it a little bit further, people are still happy. So I was like, alright, okay, fine, people are fine with me. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I didn't think people would be fine with me.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Well, I didn't.
This is a cool community.
The
best community.
Yeah.
Oh, Arky, well, I'm glad. Glad it cheered you up.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Okay, before we end, we must do a very important ritual. Bethesda.
Oh, God.
Store. Arrange by.
Oh, hey,
friend.
Tits here. Hello.
Hey, welcome. Oh no.
Mm-hmm. What?
They have every day. I do the same rant where about 6+ years ago, they had no Fallout merchandise. Now they add something every other friggin' day. So because I wanted to get the New California Republic hoodie, but I'm like, you because the shipping is so expensive, you can't just get one thing.
I feel like the New California Republic hoodie is now a recurring character, despite the fact you don't fucking own it.
I
Hey, Autumn's here as well. Hello.
But it's expensive, but it's Fallout, it's official.
Yeah,
but the shipping is expensive, and then you have to pay taxes when FedEx or whatever bring it here, UPS.
Yes.
And so you can't just get one thing.
You know how much that thing cost me? But I bit the bullet and I did it because it was important.
Yes.
Okay, that was like $80 plus like $30 shipping.
Yeah.
To wear the Windows logo on camera one time.
Yeah. So it's like but in my case, you can't just buy one thing because then it's just like this one thing is gonna cost crazy. You can buy like multiple things, and it's like it dilutes the existential costs. You know what I mean?
The existential cost.
The existential cost of shipping and tax.
The existential cost of shipping is just like some horrible paper that I would accidentally run into while doing research.
Thank you. Okay, so this is what. Let's see if they have it in like large or extra large. I love oversized hoodies. So first of all, let's see if they have. Oh no, unfortunately, they still do. Oh my god, okay, temptation. But also they added more stuff to the store. They added Bottle and Cappy, and then they added a Deathclaw plush, they added a Mr. Fuzzy plush, and they added Assaultron statues. 2 of them. So it's more tempting because I can get a couple of these new things. You know what? I will not buy anything until I know if I still have a job next week. How about that?
That's good financial advice.
It's reasonable.
You know what's
Okay.
going to happen?
What?
If you don't have a job next week, you'll say, I was depressed, so to cheer myself up, I bought an NCR hoodie.
There we go.
No.
Thank you. Okay. I guess, that's about it. We streamed a while, and we had some good laughs and times, and everybody showed up, and it was awesome.
Very few questions were answered.
Patrolling the Bethesda store almost makes you wish for a nuclear winter. Yes, Tutu. Alright, everyone. I guess that's it. And, Richie, do the outro.
That was Bloodborne AMA 9?
I'll have to count it afterwards.
9 or
I don't know.
10? I think it's 9.
Probably.
Yeah, 9. With Richie and Sin.
And special guest, Giant Baby Yoda.
And special guest, Polymer Ebruitus hair clip.
Oh my god, Richie. Frank just earned 10,000 points in Snack Covenant points. What did Frank say?
Praise the horsefish.
The horsefish, that's like cultist right there. That's what makes you a cultist.
I barely remember.
When you know these references. Because for those who don't know, basically when you join the Snack Covenant, you're first a member because you're still like a normal person who's like, oh, I found this podcast. It seems okay or trash, whatever. And then you move on to the next stage.
I believe you'll find the official stance on this podcast, according to the Angry 4chan threads, is that it's probably the best Souls content out there, but still not very good.
Thank you. So then you start suggesting things, but ridiculous things like the stove, and this is when you become an enabler. So you move up a rank, you're an enabler now.
Mm-hmm.
But then you start referencing references such as the horsefish, and this is when
Yes.
you achieve the cultist state.
Yeah.
And we actually had a poll. Oh, let me see if it's still open.
Hey, Allison's here.
Hi, Allison! How
Sorry,
are you?
we're just wrapping up.
Yo.
Yeah.
Yo.
Dalek, have you upset us? No?
What? Have I upset you too?
No. No.
I know.
I forgot to... Oh,
What's
sorry, I feel so
happening?
rude now. Dalek sent me something. He sent me a little replica
yeah!
arcade game of Mappy.
That is adorable.
Hang on. Oh, I've turned it off. I'm an idiot. There we go.
I'm trying to see if I can post. That is super cute. Look, it works.
The problem is, like, it works, but it's gonna... I can't really play it mirrored in a webcam very well.
You need to get good.
I know, this is a working, totally working little replica of Mappy.
Aww.
So thank you very much, Dalek, for sending this to me.
Yeah.
Now, one day we'll play it properly.
Yes. That is adorbs.
Also, it's a keyring.
Oh yeah, that is double adorbs.
Yeah.
So I can't seem to figure out how to post a link, but basically, if you go here and scroll down a couple of posts, you'll stumble on a post that says, that basically asks you if you're like a member, an enabler, or a cultist, and you can pick one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. There's a lot of snail chat. I'll just show off the snail thing before
Okay.
we go.
Alright.
Okay, actually, I have some new snail editions. Hang on.
Yes.
I got this, where is it? This thing. So that is like, kind of like a Polly Pocket-esque thing, where it's like this plastic snail that unfolds into like a little house where someone's living.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I don't want to get up and have to go pick it up, but like there's a, I got a really nice gold one from Target, which they just randomly had. So that's over there. You can't see because it's really tiny. And then, what else is around here? And there's like this, yeah, ooh, sorry. My headphones just fell out, whatever. The actual shrine is up here. You can see it there. And then, that gold one there is from the same place I bought my shirt from. Also, oh yeah, that Ludwig print, if anyone thinks that looks cool, that is by Vodka Folly, who we've had on a couple of times. She's an artist. You can get that from her Redbubble store. I try to like show off as much of my friend's art as I can in stuff. Vodka's Redbubble store, pretty much, it's just prints and some shirts. It's not like Mal and Drappy's stores have quite a lot of clothing in them, and I've worn that a fair bit in stream, so I might start doing that a little more. And yeah, my Max Sterling Valkyrie is around here somewhere. It's like on this pile. I don't know exactly where. Oh, there's my hunter.
Oh, okay.
I can't hear you, Sin, because
I'm not talking to you anymore.
my headphones fell out. Hang on, that Blood Rapture is from right. Sorry, that is from.
Is that Lennon?
The
Does Richie have Lennon on his screen?
Anyway. Put this back. Get my headphones. I can hear you now.
I said, is that Lennon? Does Richie have Lennon on his screen?
You know it's I told you. We were having an
I
argument
don't
about who was
have.
the
I've
better
been under
Slug.
a lot of stress. I don't have a memory.
I don't know where that even comes from.
Yeah.
Because I probably got it when I was a teenager. I just found it when I was cleaning. How do I feel about Rebuild of Evangelion? I only saw the first one. I don't know what the rest of it's like.
Dalek says, now get Sin to sing Karabiniki. Okay, you ready?
Alright.
Country roads, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads.
Road. Can you hire me as an interior designer? Yeah. You should. We haven't shown it off properly because it only really works in the evening. But I'm also an exterior designer.
Oh yeah,
Because my porch lights up like a carnival at night using solar powered lights, but it doesn't work now because it's 5 in the morning. So the batteries have long since run out. It doesn't work during the day because they only come on at night. But yeah, it looks it really, really, really lights the hell up. Yeah, yeah. Autumn saying the porch is very cute. It is. I kept Autumn updated on my porch. Operation Make Porch Cute.
Yeah.
Which went through a number of phases.
So it's 5 a.m. for you, it's 1:30 p.m. for me, and I have not had nourishment yet.
Arky's asking, did we ever make the episode on Lex? We didn't, but I have Lex still.
We will, we just need time.
Yeah.
We just need
dedicated
time.
As film connoisseurs, how do we feel about Zack Snyder, Sin?
I don't want to say who's Zack Snyder, because I feel like I asked him this before.
He's a visionary.
He's a visionary.
He's a visionary.
Yeah, he's the best. Oh yeah, all those movies.
I am legitimately looking forward to his 4-hour Justice League whenever that lands. I have a lot of complicated feelings about Zack Snyder.
What did he make? Tell me what he made. Like, again, I apologize.
I'm trying to finish the sentence.
But I just forget.
Okay, Dawn of the Dead remake.
Dawn of the Dead.
Then he did 300,
Okay, that was
He
good.
did Watchmen. He did Sucker Punch.
Sucker Punch was good.
He did Man of Steel, and he did Batman vs Superman, and then he did kind of half of Justice League, and then he got replaced by Joss Whedon, who reshot a lot of it. And then the thing that's coming out now, which is like this weird convergence of strange events, where basically because there was an unfinished Zack Snyder version of Justice League and no one could go to theaters because of the pandemic, and Warner were trying to get into streaming, they put up the money to finish Zack Snyder's like post-production on that that old cut of Justice League. So that's actually coming out, and it's this like weird thing that no one thought we would ever see, because it's like if someone paid to make like the unmade Dark Souls 2 version with time travel.
Oh, that would be awesome.
It's kind of like that. So it's like, I can't believe this thing exists, but it does. So I'm excited to see how that works.
I mean, I love all action movies, even the crappy DC ones. Like, okay, I wouldn't say I love them. Okay, I love all action movies. It's just that I also rank them in my head. So, like, obviously the DC ones are not as good as the Marvel ones, but, you know, they exist, and I think we should thank them for existing. So, I'll definitely watch that.
You should thank Marvel for existing.
Not Marvel, the DC one. Marvel is great, I'm just saying, though DC is not as good as Marvel, we should thank those movies for existing, because otherwise we'd have no action movies to watch. Even though that's not true, there's a lot of action movies.
Yeah,
but
I was going to say, if they stopped making action movies now, we would probably never run out in our lives, because there's quite a lot of them.
But I watch them also. Like, I literally go to Netflix, and I'm like, hey, Netflix, show me all your shitty action movies. And my boyfriend and I just watch them. And I just like, literally all, like, I can't even name them. I watch so many.
I've got a lot of exploitation things we can watch. I've got all 5 Gun Crazy films. We can watch those. The Big Gun Down.
Yeah.
We've got all the weird body horror, like Tokyo Gore Police stuff. We can watch those. This is the annoying thing about oh my god, Ace is here. Hello.
Acer says, you two arguing is the best action movie.
Acer was asking, like, is it fun to do Chalice Dungeons with friends? And I sent him that clip of you being squashed by the boar.
Okay, I need to explain. The way it went in my head is Richie told me, be careful, you're gonna get squashed by the boar. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go under the boar and I'm gonna kick its butt. And Richie's gonna feel so dumb.
Yeah. What happened?
I kicked its butt and you felt really dumb.
Now, yeah. So, what really happened is that I said, Sin, be careful getting too close to it, because if it falls on you, it'll one-shot you. And you said, it's not gonna fall on me! And then literally, with perfect comic timing, he just goes... And then you just go, someone distract Richie!
Thank you, Richie.
Thank you, Sin. Then I sent Acer some gifs of Azoken and said that there's many similarities.
Oh yeah, for anyone who's interested in Bloodborne, a couple of you are, I'm sure, Acer is making like a 6-hour Bloodborne playthrough lore video that's gonna be out in like 3-4 days. So, yeah, be ready.
Yeah.
Check it out. Sinclair Boar.
And then we're going to be on Ace's channel talking about it at some point.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Taylor wants to know, are we choir members performing cognitive tests on us to pick the next class? I don't have my spray bottle, so I can't be a proper choir member. Hang on. I'll improvise, because I have a little drink bottle. We'll pretend that's a Rosmarinus. So I'll just...
Okay, hang on. I'm now in the fire.
Beautiful.
I am the lost scholar. You can see I'm very smart and take my studies very seriously.
You're Richie. Alright, we gotta wrap this up because I'm gonna die of hunger. 1:37 p.m. I had no nourishment. That's like
I haven't
like-
eaten during the.
okay,
I
but
had-
in thin years, not having nourishment till 1:30 p.m. that's like 10 years.
Yeah, this is you. It's like 1:37 p.m. It has been 3 hours since my last meal. Snacks do not count. I am concerned I will die.
Alright, Richie, do the outro again.
That was Bloodborne AMA with Sin and Richie. Very few questions about Bloodborne were asked or answered.
Well,
And,
technically, actually, wait a minute, Richie. When I named this, because I'm a little lazy sometimes, I just put AMA Richie Sin.
Okay, that's right. Well,
So
alright.
technically, it didn't have to be about Bloodborne.
The problem with us doing AMAs is that I tend to give very long-winded answers. So the questions, you get maybe one question every 20 minutes because I end up like making all these qualifying statements and using all these examples and then saying it actually reminds me of something else.
Yes? Go on. That...
I'm saying that's the issue with me doing an AMA.
Oh, well, I don't think it's just not necessarily an issue, because maybe people have not heard all 400 episodes of Bloodborne that we made.
Oh, sorry, Simon. Yeah, well, this is staying up, so...
Yeah. Yeah, how
it'll
these
stay up for a
work?
week.
Okay, Rich, explain how these work.
These stay up for a week, and then, because we do these every week, so they stay up for a week, and then next week we'll do another one, and this one will go, it won't be deleted, but it will go unlisted.
Yeah.
So if you bookmark the, if you bookmark this URL, you can watch it whenever. And if you're, what patron tier is it? Is it
$2. Like,
yeah,
what do you think?
For a mere $2 a month, you can subscribe to the patron tier that gets you the playlist that has the unlisted videos on it, so you can watch them all there.
Yeah. And the reason we do this is because this is a good channel, and everything that's subpar just goes on Patreon.
Yeah, yeah. Some of the AMAs stayed up because they were historically significant.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also
Well,
just like other things that we start off recording them for Patreon, and then something happens. It is too important to snap Covenant Lord.
Yes. Like this
It's
one.
important, Richard. They must know. So
I don't remember why this one stayed up. It's one of the first ones we did. I think it's a Saturday Night Snack Covenant. I think it's about the bridge I tried to cross.
I think that was up to just inform people that
Not to cross bridges.
I don't know.
There's a couple, yeah, basically just like lore purposes. There's also yeah.
Allison's posting a whole lot of bread in the chat.
Okay. Well, yeah.
So I talked to Allison a fair
Yeah.
bit, and she started
Yeah.
reacting with the bread emoji to things and said it
Right.
was a new thing. And then I was like,
Beautiful.
"Oh, is that because your last name is Baker?" She's like, "I never thought of that."
It's subconscious lore.
So it's subconscious bread.
Yeah. Oh, you said something. You did a funny thing with bread. Was it you or Harvey?
When I made a sexy anime girl wear bread at one point.
What? No, like recently. Like a question and then wait, let me. Oh my god. Or was it someone else? If someone is in the chat and you know what I'm talking about, reveal yourself. Was
I
it
do a lot of
Acer?
baking.
It might have been Acer. It was a question and then the answer had to do with bread. But I can't remember the question or the context or who. I swear to God, if I scroll up and I find out it's you, Richie. Okay, maybe it wasn't you. Maybe it was on Twitter? Okay, it looks like this is another mystery for Ipsy, Doom Kitty, Agent Funk, and the other Snap Covenant lore hunters. Alright.
Okay, Potato Magic wants me to qualify the anime girl bread story, so I'll just do that because it has
Yes.
disturbing connotations if you don't understand it.
Yeah.
So there's a series of games called One-chan-bara. They're all about sexy anime girls fighting zombies. One of them has like a dress-up mode where you can attach different like costume parts to the characters. One of the costume parts they give you is a piece of bread, so you can do the like, I'm running like I'm late because I've got bread in my mouth. I'm trying to catch the bus, and I'm like Suna inside of Reborn. But because the game doesn't actually care where you attach parts, I just duplicated the piece of bread over and over again and made one of them like armor out of bread. So she just had giant pieces of bread all over her, and that was the only accessory I used.
Excellent. Alright, well, thank you, Richie.
Thank you, Sin.
And thanks everyone for listening.
And watching.
Oh, that's true, and watching.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we'll see y'all next time.
Bye.